Wait, what? They just blunder the bishop? Wait, what just happened in this game? Did it just hang the bishop for no reason? What just happened?
Welcome everybody in on this Father's Day. With me here is, of course, the one and only Hikaru Nakamura, who is getting set to take on the world's most famous lizard, at least as far as the chess world is concerned. Hikaru, you're joining us live from Leuven, Belgium, where you're in between big events for the Grand Chess Tour. But how excited are you for today's match versus the Dragon?
On the odds matches, so should be a lot of fun.
Well, obviously the odds matches are kind of the big, the thing that everybody's waiting for. For those of you who don't know, we're going to start out with a format where Hikaru takes on all of the levels available to pretty much every member on our site. You can play Komodo of all levels, but then you build up into this Monte Carlo version of Komodo where, similar to what we already know happened when Alpha Zero hit the streets back in November, this is supposed to be sort of a self-learning, self-taught approach to the game, making decisions not necessarily based on the traditional evaluation that the computer applies, like a math evaluation of whether it thinks it's better, but based on whether or not it thinks a move improves its winning chances. What are your thoughts generally for the fans on where computer chess is headed, this machine learning, artificial intelligence thing that's happening in chess where computers aren't just helping evaluate positions, but actually teaching themselves how to play the game and maybe coming up with new and different ways to approach it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's certainly interesting when you have computers playing where they're self-learning as opposed to with the opening books. I think they're much more creative in terms of their approach. And I think in general, if you're looking at it scientifically, there's a lot of upside in terms of what we can learn from chess. But I don't think as humans we'll be able to really implement it in actual competitive gameplay.
So how closely did you follow the Alpha Zero thing when it jumped on the scene? So you're not necessarily convinced that just because the computers are approaching in a new way that it necessarily changes the way that humans use computers to prepare for their own games?
Yeah, I mean, I think certainly for humans, seeing the way that Alpha Zero learned in terms of its intuition, the way that it saw some binds or some positional pressure very deep in games was very inspiring. I think it kind of, in a way, it meshes with what humans have thought or the way we view attacks specifically. And so I think that's very positive. But I think in terms of trying to apply that to actual games, I don't think you're going to see that sort of stuff, mainly because most players these days tend to steer away from the sorts of openings that we saw in that match.
Okay, interesting. All right, well, I'm sure we could sit here and talk about this. The fans are really just here to see you, show Komodo who his daddy is on Father's Day. So we're gonna let you do that, perhaps, right? At least for a little while, and as we build up into the higher levels. It's certainly going to be exciting to see what happens when the Monte Carlo approach kicks in for Komodo, and maybe if that changes some of the positions that would normally be very tough for you, right? To play a Komodo rated north of 3,300, Komodo or Stockfish or any of these super engines, even an F7 pawn in odds and a move odds is not normally enough for you to feel like you're the better player. Is that fair to say?
Probably not, but I would think I should have reasonable chances to draw, I would say.
Okay.
Winning, I think, is out of the question. But to draw, I think there probably are I would say maybe 30% chance.
Okay. All right.
So it'll be interesting.
And for those who are wondering, this is going to be the plan. As you see on the screen now, we have Nakamura starting out against computer level 1 on Chess.com, building up to these odds. You see we're going to end with the infamous nightmare position that we haven't seen in machine odds matches in a while. Excited to see how the Monte Carlo approach, the self-taught approach of Komodo, plays against Hikaru in the nightmare. So reminding everybody of what they could do before we start Hikaru's games. Just if you're ever curious how you can play all of these engines on Chess.com, this is all you have to do right here, is simply jump in and take on the computers. You'll find them under play. Click on Verse Computer, and you can scroll down and play all of the matches that Hikaru is about to play himself. So without any further ado, Hikaru, I am just going to take a back seat here and let you do your thing. Inform our team that you're ready to rock and roll.
Yes, that I am. Yeah.
And okay, remind the fans that we're going to take a break every probably 5 games. Hikaru and I are going to check in, talk a little bit about how the games have gone so far, and maybe ask a question that some of you have. I'm going to be following the chat both at twitch.tv/chess as well as chess.com TV. Shout out to our first subscription of the day from Distant Fire. Appreciate the support. Chess Bay gifting that to Distant Fire. Thank you. But Hikaru's here. Hikaru's here to crush the dragon and maybe earn some more subs along the way. So Hikaru, I'm gonna let the team know. Let's do it. And the show is yours.
Sure. All right. Well, I guess we started the first game. So all right. So I'm playing an 800. So this game should be pretty routine, I would think. I'm not expecting. Well, there's a queen. I assume the computers in these games are going to play till mate. So the first couple of games should be pretty fast, I would think. I would say someone in the chat, I think, said it's 1150 maybe on level 1. But this is obviously quite a bit weaker than that. So let's see. Trying to just mate as fast as I can. I guess first 2 games might actually be a show on whether I actually can see like mating. It's just like mate in 5s, mate in 3s or something. Okay, well that's 1. Okay. So now I assume I wait and I'll start the second game. So okay, so game 2. This also probably won't be very interesting in terms of the quality. Not really expecting much. Okay, well, it avoided a checkmate in 1 there, so that's a good thing. Okay, so all right, so that's 2 down. So I think the trick is going to be at what point is it actually fairly good, because at some point I might just play like random first couple of moves and then basically it'll start playing good moves and I'll be very confused as far as what's going on. So do I have some D7 check maybe? F7, probably King D8. I'll just trade. Take. I'm not this game also is going to be pretty fast, I would think. So let's see. What is B3? Free rook? I could take it, but I'll just take the pawn. So what's the threat? And okay, so that's 3 down. So this is the next one. I think I'm still probably going to play traditional moves for the most part until I see it like get to like move 6 or move 7 without blundering anything, and then I'll know that it's game on. But already it's playing better. It's already only down 1 piece. So let's see. I'll play B3, throw in a check. Probably try and exchange pieces as much as I can. I'm gonna go for this just massive exchange, just no danger, so this should be pretty straightforward. And I'll try to just mate as fast as I can. And okay, so that's 4. So okay, so pretty good so far. Now it's already playing better though. Already, okay, but it hung a pawn in the opening. So let's see. Wow, G5, bold. E6, Bishop B4, Knight D2. Whoa, what is this? Takes. Just a free rook, it looks like. So yeah, so this should also be pretty routine. Again, now I'm just going to simplify, get everything off the board. Not much to really say about this game either. So open up some diags and checkmate in 2. Yeah, okay. So all right, so that's 5. So I guess well, I thought we were going to be talking after the first 5 games, but um
I think at this point you can just keep rolling because I'm along with everybody else just a little mesmerized at how quickly you're beating it. So we're just gonna wait for you to when you feel you've had a
sure.
game that you want to talk a little bit about where its approach changed, we could jump in.
Sure, I mean it's already changed. It's already started to play better openings.
Right.
And I already played the Moran, and I'm gonna win this game, but already it hasn't blundered anything major yet, so this is a bit surprising. Um, and I think this is probably going to be the game where I already I'm starting to get a little bit worried about the position. So this is probably the game where it's going to start to change. Okay, so C7, king C7. Could play bishop B6 maybe. Bishop. Let's see. Play queen D3. Maybe rook D1. I mean, already I'm still quite a bit better in this game due to this bad knight, but this is already not trivial, shall we say. Okay, so finally it goes there. Now I think I can check. And now I just win this one, so.
Shout out to all the subs coming in. I can hardly keep up with you. Thank you, Chess Bay. Kitty kitty hiss hiss.
All right, so this is going to be a pretty routine one as well.
Okay. So, what do we think so far as you roll into the next level? I mean, right now it's just you abusing a weak dragon, like a baby Komodo.
Basically, yeah, but I mean, already it's I can already sort of start to sense that it's playing much better. So, right. This game I think I'm going to also win, but I'm going to win this because of an attack and basically having 2 bishops versus, or maybe it's going to blunder a piece actually, and then it's kind of irrelevant. But I can already sense that it's playing quite a bit better. So, right. Knight F8. How to finish it off? Play bishop D2, and now it's another one. So yeah, I mean it's getting better and better. So I mean it's still I'm not really having to try yet, but I can feel like it's getting to that point where it's getting slightly close. And actually, the other thing is now that it's improving, I'm probably going to actually start trying to play real openings because without the opening book, it's more likely to make mistakes.
Right. So without the opening book, but if you play mainline openings, you're more likely to challenge it in a theoretical position that you know better.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's keep rolling till level 10, I think. If we can.
Sure.
We'll take our first break at level 10.
Sure. Now, I know what it's doing is dubious, but I don't remember exactly. Oh, what is Queen F7? Okay. Or, whoops. It's a good thing I didn't play knight e4. This might have become a real challenge already. About to like mouse slip that would not have been a good thing. E4 throw in a check, try and do the usual rook c8 d2, doesn't matter. I'll give up the knight for the pawn, doesn't matter. Just reach technically winning position and just and okay, so that's another. Okay. All right, so that's another one down. So, okay, so far so good. Oh, but it's still going to play the same line. So actually, this is going to be interesting to see if it learns something. Let's try to remember how these lines go. Queen b5. Queen d7. I mean, it's already playing much better. Now I have to actually focus a little bit to win this one probably. Try this. Rook e4, rook e2. We'll go rook e4. Let's see. Now this one I should also win. I've got rook e7 now. And queen f6 or just knight f5 probably. Take, play knight e7, protect everything. Maybe h4, trap the rook on g5. And okay, takes. Let's take this one. Okay, and so I'm gonna win this one also. It's the quickest way to mate. There we go. Okay, so that's another one. So that's 9 up. Now, is it just going to play the Sicilian every game is what I'm starting to wonder. Is it just going to keep doing this until it actually finds the correct line? Because we played this once before. So bishop e7, knight c3, d8. Looks like a free pawn. It is a free pawn, I think. I'll play or bishop f4. You can take e6. Take on f7 and bishop g5, bishop g5, knight g4, bishop e7, bishop g5, knight g4 just takes. Okay, let's see. 6, bishop h4, a5. Play bishop g3. Actually, king h8. Wow, I can get away with this. q1, e8. Play knight d5. I think I will. And now if I take queen e6, rook e5, no tricks. Queen c6 will take. Pin the bishop. Force g5, come back. I can take bishop f. No bishop moves. But now I can move his rook. But queen e6 maybe, or queen e5. Queen e6. Try to simplify a bit. Although now I give him bishop f6. That was a bad move because now it's going to get tricky. Bishop e5. b3, bishop d4. I don't really want to play b3 here. Okay, let's see. So I play h4. This should be winning. What, rook f7? Oh, I was not expecting that one. Maybe takes. Throw in some checks, get everything back where I want it. I don't know why it's not taking this pawn, but I'm going to try to exchange the rooks if I can. That's my first priority. Okay, now I will exchange them. And now it's technically winning. Now I can slowly march the king up. Play g3. Throw in some checks. King h5. Rook b5, rook 8. g6. And now I can just run the a pawn all the way up the board. And this should be takes. All right, so that's 10.
Yeah. And a 10 games and a 10-0 lead, so doesn't seem like it challenged you much. But toward the end there, right, there was definitely some technique that had to be applied, especially as you converted into that rook ending. Is that fair?
Yeah. I mean, this one also is pretty more or less straightforward. I mean, I think for me the interesting thing is going to be if it keeps playing the Sicilian like this, how long until it plays one of the correct lines, basically. Because with the Monte Carlo, it'll be interesting to see how many games it takes before it comes up with the best line.
Okay.
But yeah, that last one was not trivial. Again, I think the thing is when you're playing a computer, you always start to get hesitant. Like I feel like I missed a few. For sure, I missed a couple easy wins somewhere in there. But when you're playing a computer, you start to get a little bit nervous. You want to make sure you don't miss any tactics,
right.
And so that's why I think that one became a bit of a challenge. But so far, it's so good.
So, some questions from the chat. One of the things that is happening here, obviously part of this feature is that the computer has basically a zero lag in its move time. Essentially, it's almost pre-moving every move against you, whether it knows your move or not. Is that awkward to play against, to have the computer instantly responding to every move, or does that not phase you for your bullet skills anyway?
It doesn't really phase me at all. I think if anything, it makes me happy because it means that probably it's playing bad moves. So it's not. It doesn't really affect me at all.
Right. So I guess what you're saying is, as soon as the computer starts thinking, that's when you might be a little bit. And then you know you're playing a stronger version of Komodo.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that would be my reference point. But again, it's already starting to play better. So I mean, you're going to see that I'm not winning every game as quickly, and I'm going to start thinking more myself.
Well, you're right that the first, responding to one of the Twitch questions, Zenpon, the first 20 games are not Monte Carlo. It is the standard computer that anybody can play on Chess.com. Some of the people are throwing out the adoption emotes. You're familiar with that from your games with Eric Hansen, right? Didn't you recently adopt somebody before this Father's Day? So you're a father, I should say. Congratulations.
I'm not actually, as far as I know, but at least online, I've adopted a few people. I think I adopted Eric twice, right before the U.S. Championship. So
Right.
That's the last person I adopted, but I'll certainly be back soon, and I'll try and adopt some other
So
people.
how would that work in a household where you have Eric Hansen and now Komodo alongside each other? Obviously, you just recently adopted yourself a chess engine. So explain to the fans at Twitch, as they are very proud of you for the 10-0 suite that you've started out on.
Well, I mean, Komodo's supposed to be a pet, right? It's like my pet dragon from it's what am I, Hagrid or something? I've got this like pet dragon that I have that's going to grow too big, and then it's going to try and like
then you have to protect Eric from the dragon
with fire or something like. I think having a pet dragon would be a lot more. It'd be a lot cooler than having Eric living with me.
Well, yeah, then you got, but
then
you can't talk Canadian hockey with the lizard, right? I mean,
that is true.
That's one thing Eric has going for him.
The lizard at least is not gonna. It's not going to talk back to you. It's not going to. You're not going to deal with any of that sort of nonsense.
Well, for all those of you who are on Twitch right now, and perhaps this is one of the first chess shows you've caught, I believe we are being rotated through the Twitch homepage. Welcome to our Man versus Machine special here. Super Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura taking on the Komodo Dragon, and we build up to stronger and stronger levels. As you can see above me and Hikaru here, he just completed a 10-0 sweep through the first 10 games. Shout out to all the subs. Haven't had a chance to give you the love you deserve. Kitty Kitty Hiss Hiss and Chess Bay are gifting subs left and right. We really appreciate that. Of course, anybody who subscribes can use the Hikaru emote that we have here at the Twitch TV Chess channel as he rages on. So all right. So in this last game, Hikaru, you had to use a little bit of technique. I was trying to back up to a position before the chat took me down the adoption route. And one of the things I wanted to talk about is finding, if I can find one of the critical positions here where you said you wanted to kind of play it safe, right? When you played, when you head into the rook ending, as I'm on move 35 here. You're taking a5 and trying. Are you looking for whatever ways that you can just simplify the position here against a computer, eliminate chances to blunder, get to a theoretically one ending? And is that an approach you're going to continue to repeat as the engine gets stronger?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you can simplifying is the number one rule, especially when you're up material against the computer. Anything that, like, when you're up a pawn, it's not the same thing. But if you're up a piece or anything along those lines, you always try to exchange pieces. So even though it's probably not, I'm not going to be very precise, it's the most practical way of avoiding anything crazy.
Right, like on move 39, you go out of your way to play rook g to g4. You're trying to play rook f4. Make sure you get all the pieces off the board. And this is something that I think lower-rated players can even apply to some of their own games, where often advantages are blown the longer they let their opponent have chances. And for you, against a computer, you just want to take away chances and convert on your advantage in a technical manner, right?
Yeah, if I get to a position that's technically winning, I'm going to try and make it as simple as possible, even if, of course, there are much easier ways. And I think generally that could definitely be applied to a game like this. If you have if you have a stronger player with black and a weaker player with white, where you let the rooks get to the 7th, then something crazy happens. So, yeah, I mean, in something like this where I know I can get to a rook and 2 pawns against a rook that I know is technically winning, then I'll always try and do that.
Okay. Well, I know that the next game is going to get set to start here, everybody. As fans, you buckle up here. Hikaru will be playing game 11 in just a moment. So within the next few seconds, expect that game to start. Don't go anywhere, all 2,000 of you. The show is only just beginning, and the games are only getting tougher. So we're looking forward to that. Hikaru, good luck in game 11.
Thank you. All right. Now that I know it's getting better, I'm going to start playing very bad chess now, the anti-computer chess. And it's already I can play f4. I don't know if it's good enough to take yet. Shoot, it is. Okay, this is not good. Oh, but it just plays f6. Okay, so it gives away the pawn on d4, but is it poisoned? There's bishop c5. So, okay, let's see. This is not what I wanted. So I'll play b4. Okay, it takes with the bishop, which is a mistake. It should have taken with the knight. Rook f3 allows bishop h5, so I'll play rook e1, queen d2, lock it down. Now I've got king h2. Now again, I've reached a winning position. Play a4. Play if I play f5, I hang queen e5. So that's the one thing I have to be careful of. But I'm just going to try and again lock up the position as best I can. Or I give him queen b4, so that. Queen a3 even. I've messed this up. Now I'm gonna have to be really, really careful. I play e5. It takes rook f5, rook d8. It's almost certainly winning. Okay, I was sure it was winning, but I didn't see an immediate knockup. Well, but this has to be very, very good if I just push the pawns up the board. Try and exchange queens, and okay, now this is winning again. So let's no mistakes here, and it should be bishop d5 takes e7 is winning. Now I can play e7, and okay, and yeah, now this is just over again. So h4, and I'll make sure not to allow any tricks. Okay, now I'll just push the pawn up the board. And okay, that's one more. Now I notice on f4 it took, so I'm gonna have to be a little bit more careful. Okay, queen e7 is a weird move. Oops, that's a mistake. Just hung c2. Okay, I'm still doing okay in this game. This is not ideal, but it's not horrendous. I could play d4. Queen b5, a4. Knight c4. a4, queen b4. If I go d5, he's got knight a5. Rook c1 to threaten bishop c3, maybe. Could also take e5. Play it safe. Wait, but now don't I win his queen takes? Queen looks, or a3 works. They both work. Now his queen is still trapped, so I'll take, and now I'm gonna try again to simplify everything. What's the simplest way? I'll just take this, queen d3. Is there not a mate here somehow? Knight a5, king b6, queen b7, king a5. What? Is there really no, or knight a5, king b6? I've got knight c4. Okay. Is there really no mate? Let's see. Check, takes, rook c5, king b4. Better to be practical than make a stupid mistake. Take, knight e4. Again, try to simplify as much as I can. Now I'll try to exchange the rooks. G6, if I take, G6, C3, G7, I queen will check. And okay, that's one more down. All right. Getting tougher, slowly but surely. So it keeps giving up the bishops, I'm noticing. For some reason, it seems to like giving up the bishop pair. Let's see, can I play e4 here? I could also take. Problem is I don't know how strong it is, so it's hard to play some of these moves without knowing the strength. Takes looks good, but maybe I can just wait. I'm gonna wait, try and do something. The free pawn, it looks like. Queen c6. f6 is begging to be played. Is this a stronger? No, I gotta do it. Gotta go for glory. So I'll take knight g3, check. d4, king h1. So it wants to play f5, queen g5, queen g6, knight f6 looks winning. I can take the rook, but I'll take the piece. Piece has to be worth more here. So e2. Oh no, did I just blunder? Oh wait, no, takes I can. Oh, gf5, gf5, knight e5, knight c6. Oh no, did I just blunder? Okay, let's see. Actually, I have a ton of time here, so I can actually kind of chill out too. So let's see. So takes. Knight e5, knight c6. Takes, rook e2, knight d4 is technically winning. Oh, it's got f6 and knight e5, knight f5. Uh-oh. Ugh. Okay, I'll just take. I'll take. Rook b8. Now I can check him to the h file. Surely there's got to be a checkmate here somewhere. Okay, well that's good enough. And okay, now just not to blunder anything. And okay, that's another one. And of course, it's important here to note that I don't stalemate with the queen and bishop against the king like Kasparov did against Georgiev in St. John's. Maybe there was some Blitz tournament where he stalemated Georgiev with a queen and a bishop against a king. Okay, that's one more. Okay, so it's playing much better. This. Uh-oh, is this the game where I'm going to get crushed? Is this the game where I'm going to finally get killed? Oh, bishop d7. That's a weird move. Now I'm going to go for the roll up on the king side. Typical King's Indian. Don't really want to play f5, but... Or I'm up a pawn. So if he plays f5, I can just go e5 and I shouldn't be too concerned. Just bring my king back, get out of any danger. Maybe a4 to shut it down, or king h2. Maybe I don't really like a4 here, so let's see. King h2, b5. Again, I've got to remember that I do have a lot of time here, so play king h2. Oh, rook d8. That was not a move I was expecting. I think I'll play f5. Knight e5, maybe bishop f4. Rook f2, just protect everything. I really want to give up this. It's still weak enough that I feel like somehow, even if I lose a2, there's got to be a mate in here somewhere. So if I take, he'll take with the king. Play e5. Maybe queen h4. Okay, so now he does take. So bishop g6 looks correct, but if he takes, I check king f7, takes king e6, he runs. If I take, he'll take with a king, rook g7, queen c2, rook g2. Bishop h6 is also possible here. This actually looks quite strong. King g8. Whoa. Oh, so basically it's just checkmated. So, okay, so that's another one down. So it's playing. I might go back to real opening in a second. This is slightly unnerving. So what game? So I think it's still maybe master strength. I don't know what level it's at, but it's definitely playing a lot better. So I don't know if this was full strength Komodo, I would not play c4, even though it's a good move from a human perspective. b5, and if I take queen d6, f4. I mean, this position would be against a human. I would feel very good here. Against Komodo, I don't feel great. And that's the problem with playing computers. So if I take rook c6, bishop e5, queen d5, I could just take I could trade the rooks, take on f6, and go rook c1. That should be good, but I feel like I should try and get better so that I don't get tactically swindled. Rook c5 looks good. Rook b8. So I can, again, he's giving me the pawn. Maybe I should just double. Wow. Takes, bishop e5, rook c5 anyway. Maybe queen c2. e4. Okay, so finally he cracks. Now I take. Don't I have e5, knight takes, e5. Play queen c3, f6. 5 e5, knight d takes e5, rook d1. Queen e7 takes, knight takes e5, rook e5 looks strong. Okay, so I play e5, he has to take with one of the knights, I think. I play d1. He's got queen g6. Okay, let's see, bishop e4. f5. Oh, this has to be winning. I take, knight f3, king g2, knight h4 takes, knight f3, king f4, knight f3, king f2, knight d4. Okay, now it's time to just play simple chess and lock it down. What's the best way? Take rook d4. Queen a2, king h8, rook e5 maybe? Takes d4, rook e8, mate. Queen f8. Now I'll take. Play queen c2. Queen e4, bishop g6. Now I'm going to force an exchange again of everything. So that's another one down. So,
wow.
Yeah.
So so some of those games seemed like they were getting a little tougher, right? But how do you feel? So the chat wants to know if you feel like it's getting harder. And one of the things too that
I mean, it's getting harder. The problem is, and this is going to be a problem later. It's going to be a problem like the last game or two. Is that like I'm still playing like I think I'm better than the computer. So like I think I mentioned I played c4 for example, which I think in a normal game against any human I would do it and I would be better. Against a computer I probably would not do it just because it opens up the position more. And I think like in the last game or two something bad's going to happen.
Well, so the rating of while you were talking, I heard you speculating like how strong is the computer yet? Am I playing a master level? You see, the rating is actually right next to the computer 15. If you look at your opponent there, it actually.
I didn't notice that.
15
okay,
was 2043. So, but let's talk about that, right? Because maybe that's the rating that the computer has gained by its performance against the average member on our site. But how do you feel the strength is? Do you feel like that's a true reflection, or do you feel like maybe the computer's
it's playing a little bit better. Well,
okay.
it's still making 1 to 2 big mistakes a game, but that's about it. So I mean it's hard to say. I think a normal human make a lot more sort of minor mistakes consistently, whereas I feel like it's making like 1 or 2 major mistakes a game and very few minor mistakes. So that would be the difference.
Right.
But it's not as simple. It's not. That's for sure.
And let's talk about that, right? Because that's an interesting query that we ask all the time at Chess.com, right? How do you make computers play more like humans? This is an expert level computer, quote unquote, but it does some things, as you would say, probably does something stronger than an expert, but then every once in a while, it just makes a random blunder that maybe a master or an expert wouldn't play, right? And so how do you feel? I'm back to this position where you said c4. You talk about this a little bit, because this is a move that clearly adds some dynamic features to the position. You're prying on d5 and trying to open up tactics, but as you said, the computer's going to get stronger and stronger to the point where you may want to avoid moves like c4 that add that sort of friction. When you talk about...
to be fair, if I get a position like this, it's not going to be quite this setup. I think actually even against a computer, I probably would still play c4 because it's a really good move.
Okay. And so let's talk about how the computer approached this. So after d takes c4, knight takes c4, rook a6, at what point do you feel like the computer makes a move that is weaker than its level? Say, we'll call this, 2100.
Well, rook a6 is a weird move, for example. I think any human would play rook e8, not rook a6.
Okay.
For example.
Right.
And then I think, a4 also is not a human move here either. I think, from playing Benoni's or Benko's, all those sorts of setups where you use some a3, a5 where you're playing for b4, you'll never see an a4 like in the game.
Right. Allowing basically what you want with b4 is what happened, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I just would not expect that, really.
Okay.
But that's unusual, certainly.
Then this approach with knight takes and queen takes. Talk about this moment here where you were calculating the move f4, and I think, again, if I'm fair to say, the Hikaru Nakamura that I would watch play Blitz and Bullet and adopt Eric Hansen might play a move like f4, right?
I'd probably play f4 instantly.
Right,
instantly.
But against the computer. So what is it about the position? By the way, member G0DX in the Twitch chat wants to know if the adoption papers with Hansen have been signed yet. GODH3X.
No.
Okay, so they haven't been finalized.
No.
Okay.
No.
I was chatting with Eric this morning. I should have told him he was going to be the punchline during today's show. He would have loved that. Distant Fire, actually, while we have you in this break, wants to know when you're planning on streaming to your own personal Twitch channel again. What your plans are?
Sometime after the Paris Grand Chester event. So I'm guessing around the July 1st would be my target goal, somewhere right around there.
Okay.
Maybe not exactly the first, but if I had to guess, if you put a gun to my head and asked me to pick a date, I probably would say July 2nd. That would be my guess.
Okay, so plan on it. And for those of you who didn't even know that Hikaru has his own channel, you should go there right now and follow him and maybe even subscribe to him even while he's not streaming. Twitch.tv/GM Hikaru. But okay, so back to this position. Talk about that, I think, for the fans as far as what you're evaluating about f4 that you love and would normally want those types of tactics. But in a game like this, you chose sort of a more disciplined rook c5, which is very straightforward. You're going to double rooks on the c file and keep the tension as is.
Well, I think that's the other thing that makes it hard playing computers. You're much more careful than you normally would be. So, like, against a human, I would play f4 probably instantly. But against a computer, even though it's supposed to be 2000 already, you're trying to keep it as simple as you can and not allow any tactics. Now, here, f4 also is a great move, I'm sure. But I just don't want to allow anything weird to happen, possibly.
Okay. All right, so you played rook c5, and the computer almost seemed, excuse me, I accidentally jumped to the end. The computer almost seemed like it was playing going to be playing a solid defensive approach here. Sorry, I lost the move.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
He plays rook to b8 to prepare to double on double on a rank, which is odd, on the b file. But after queen c2, it became clear the computer just couldn't hold, and then e4, and you started kind of cleaning up here. So, computer 2050. Not quite a human 2050, but doing some things well right now, making you a little worried. Some things not as well as you expected to do in a few games.
Yeah, but I'm expecting game 19 or 20, you're going to see me slow down a lot. I expect that to happen.
Okay. Well, we've asked Hikaru some of the questions. Shout out to all the fans, and thank you for all your questions in the chat. Trying to keep track of both Chess TV and Twitch.tv/chess. They're both pretty active. We're going to let Hikaru take a 30-second mental break here as we get set for game 16 to start. The fans have been asking in the chat, when do I anticipate, based on what I know about the Komodo engine, for it to get hard? And I said I think about level 16 is when it seems to be tactically strong enough that if you made a human blunder, it might actually catch it and really punish you, right? Do you feel like it's getting close to that level?
Not quite. Not quite.
Not yet. Okay,
quite.
good. I'm glad. Okay, well, and Larry Kaufman, I can tell you off the record, told us that he didn't think you would really have a challenge until level 19 or 20. So that was, and Larry obviously has spent a decent amount of time with computers in his life. So,
yeah.
Okay, well, we're gonna take a quick 30-second break. Everybody, don't go anywhere. And the next games between Hikaru and Komodo will be starting in just a moment.
All right. Let's see. No, I did not go off to smoke Thunder OPC, but yeah. So
yeah, question came in what Hikaru does on the breaks. I'm gonna guess he takes a swig of Red Bull and doesn't go for a cigarette, but that's just me.
yeah, that's not me. I don't smoke. Sorry. Smoking is bad for your health.
Well, playing Hikaru so far has been bad for Komodo's health. We'll see how he holds up here as game 16, level 16 gets underway here in just a moment. Everybody, if you do want to follow the games yourself, you can also go to chess.com/live and just follow the games directly in the live server and chat there as well.
Okay. So I'm still trying to figure out. It's hard for me to figure out whether I should play the hippo or not. I think I'm going to stick with it for now. Ooh, knight g4. Knight g4 is tricky. If I don't go h3, it would go queen f6 and actually just beat me right on the spot. Now again, it's still giving up the bishops, which is interesting. It takes queen g5. I'll play queen f2. Develop. Oh, did he hang an exchange here? Knight e7. Where is the knockout blow? It's still not super strong, so I'm going to keep playing active chess. I can take the pawn. I can go bishop c1. A lot of attractive options here. What makes the most sense? Let's see. It takes. Does he have knight f5 or something? Knight f5, queen f2. I could play queen h5 to force an endgame. I mean, that feels really wrong, but if the goal is to win every game, let's see. So queen h5 takes 6, knight d5, knight f4, knight c3, knight e6, knight e4, knight f8, knight g3, knight d7, knight f1. Probably winning. Knight's a little bit. Okay, I've got a lot of time. Let's see. Queen h5 takes, knight d5, knight f4, knight c3, knight e6, knight e4, knight f8, knight g3. If I move the rook, he has knight e2 check. If I play knight d7, knight f1, king f1, f6, c4, king f7, c5, pawn gets to c6. That should be winning, but that's not trivial. I'll just go back. Bishop f5, g3, bishop e6. Wow, I was not expecting that. G5. So if I take rook e6, rook f2, rook h6, rook c2, bishop c6, rook f8, rook e7, rook c1, king h2, rook c2, bishop g2, rook f2. So takes, rook e6, rook f2, rook h6, rook c2, bishop c6, rook f8. Rook takes e7, rook c1, king h2 check, bishop g2, rook f2, and I've got nothing. So I don't want to do that. I can take and play queen e2, knight f5, rook e6, knight d4, rook h6, 6 knight g3. Yeah, not simple. Okay. But if I don't take, I don't really have a whole lot. Queen 2, knight f5, rook e6, knight d4 takes, knight e2, king h2, rook f2. That's not obvious either. If I take, takes rook f3, knight f5. I don't want to play g4 because then he's got knight h4. I can also play rook f1 maybe. Now I can play g4, and I get some kind of endgame that should be winning. Should be winning, but not obvious. Maybe c3, but then he goes g4 takes, rook f4. 7 g4 should be c3, queen c3, g4 is winning, so now I'm going to force an endgame. This is actually what I was hoping for when I played c3. Now he wants knight b5, knight c3, so I'll play a4. Draw? Draw? No draw. Why is the computer offering me a draw suddenly? Am I missing something? Now I can take with the pawn. DC, e5, b5. This has to be winning, surely. a5, e4. b6 or a6. Actually, king e5, knight d7 anyway. Should be winning, but okay, let's see. Like bishop c4. Take with the c pawn, maybe. King c5. Check. Yes, and there we go. And a7, and that's game. No, queen takes g5 would be stalemate here, by the way. Just so. All right, that's another one. Okay, that was not easy. So now I've got to be careful. Again, it gives up the spaghetti-o. Maybe that was wrong. If I take queen h4, king f1, queen f6. Wait, is f5? F5, he just moves the knight. Okay. And like knight b6 or something. Knight e5, knight d4. I also have c3 maybe. c3 takes. It's a big pawn that I just got on d4. If I play d5, knight e5, what's he threatening? Nothing. Sidestep with king g1. Take e5 or d5. If I take d5, he's got queen h6. So I should take. Okay, now I just have to make sure I don't blunder anything. Rook f1, queen g6, play knight f4. Play d4. I could also take. How to exchange pieces here. Let's see. So I'll just queen f2, g5 maybe. d4. Just get my king safe. And I'll go for the kill. Maybe d6 maybe. Okay, now I get queens off the board. So he's got a lot of pawns here, but the two rooks and the two bishops are much too strong. Rook b5. Got to check. Put the king in the box here, and now I'll go for Takes, or I've got check. King c7. Okay, and here we go. Now I just exchange, and the two bishops are gonna roll the day. Important not to allow the bishop to get trapped. So that's another one. So, okay, 3 more to go. And so now it's going to play. What is it trying to do? Okay. Rook c8. That's a weird move. Castle. It's interesting. It's always given up the bishops, which is interesting. So, a5. Oh, it played d5. I didn't think it was going to actually break up the center like that. Play queen c2, control e4. Knight d5 maybe, or maybe just rook a d1, keep it simple. Knight d5, f5. Knight b6, okay. Rook d2. b4 is a move. I don't really want to play b4. I'll play knight c3. Bishop b7 picks up an exchange, but I lose h3. Knight b5 is maybe. Knight b5, knight c6 takes, and knight a7. Knight b5. Okay, knight b5 is a move. Bishop b7 is a move. King h2 maybe. I'll play prophylactic. Knight e4 maybe. Knight e4, f5, knight d6, rook c7. f6, okay. b4 maybe. Now I've got knight d6 and b5 possibly. Maybe just knight d6 right away. And now f4. b5, knight b4. Be very careful here. It's queen a4, knight b4, queen b4. No tricks. But queen a4, knight db8 maybe. b5, knight b4, queen b3, knight c5 takes, bishop d6, bc6, knight e4, queen a4, knight d2, bishop d5. So queen, or maybe queen a4, queen b3. Queen b3, c5. Queen b3 has to be right. Knight c5 takes, bishop d6, bc6, knight e4, ef4. What does ef? Okay, so he's take. Takes, knight e4, queen a4, knight g3, bishop d5. Queen a4, knight d2, bishop d5, knight f3, king g2, no tricks. Or queen b6 maybe. Queen b6, knight d2, bishop d5. Queen b6, knight d2, bishop d5, takes, knight c4, queen b5, takes. Winning not so simple though. Bishop takes e4, bishop b4 takes, king g7. No, that's just bad. Queen b3 is no good, so queen a4, queen b5, queen b6. Queen a4 takes. If I take. He's got knight e4. Maybe queen c4. E8. Rook e1, knight d2. Or no, rook e1, knight d2. I just. g5. Wow. This has gotten tricky. It's gotten very tricky from out of nowhere. So bishop e5 maybe? Knight d2, queen d3. Rook e1 was legitimately a bad move. c7, rook c7, queen a4, rook e7. Bishop f6, knight f6, rook e6. Should be winning. How easy is that? Some fg5, knight h5, king g2. Okay. g5. Or queen d4, rook e6, queen c4. Queen d4, knight e8 maybe. f5. This has to be winning somehow. Can I play queen d7? No, not quite. Maybe, no, g4 is going to close the position down, so maybe h4? Maybe takes. Bishop d6. If I take, it's no good. Oh, have I let it set up some kind of ridiculous fortress, maybe? g4, bishop. Now I've got queen d7, but bishop d6 anyway. Queen d8, king f8, f6 takes. King d5, bishop c7. h7. This has to be winning somehow. Why is it still putting up so much resistance? f6 takes, king e7. Now I've got, oh wait, no, f6 he still takes. Queen g7, king e6. Queen g8, check, king b4. King b5 maybe? King b5, what's he have? Bishop e3, check. King d8. f6, knight f6, queen f7. 6, king f6, queen e8. f6, king e6 takes, rook e7. Go e. Wait, don't I have. Check king e. Check king e6. Queen f8, king e6. Queen g6, rook e7. Check. Oh, how did I misplay this? King d3, rook c3. Unfortunately, this is now a draw, I think. King e4. Queen h8. Bishop. Wait, what? It just blunder the bishop? Wait, what just happened in this game? Did it just hang the bishop for no reason? What just happened in this last game? I was confused. We're headed for a draw, and then it just blundered the... What just happened there? That was really weird.
Weird enough, I think, to take an early break, because that was fascinating. I think that it was hard for me to stay quiet. I know what you're thinking. I'm impressing you today by my ability to not talk, right? Can we admit that?
Yeah, I was confused. I mean, did the computer just lose its mind or something?
Yeah. So the fans were going nuts here. I don't know where to begin with this one. Let's talk, I guess, about this last position here, because Komodo, after defending probably better than any human would defend this against you, right? I mean, that's super difficult to defend this kind of...
I mean, I don't think it's actually difficult to defend. I think
Okay.
you just leave the bishop on f6 and go rook e5, rook g5.
So back to this position. Did you have some sort of awkward mating net that...
I just maybe... Wait, so... Well, yeah, actually, I just realized, yeah, after rook e1, queen d3, the bishop gets trapped, I think.
Suddenly
Maybe
you're actually...
I didn't even see it at the time. I was just trying to move quickly. But actually, yeah, it works because the bishop can't move anywhere except b4 or a5 without allowing a queen d2 check.
Right. Everybody, that's the idea here, is the bishop suddenly blundered itself. If it moves off this diagonal, white has this fork on d2. So...
Right. If you go rook c1, you allow queen e3 check.
Right.
And if you go rook e5, king d6...
And the bishop is overloaded.
Then bishop a1... there's got to be some way to pick up the bishop there, I'm guessing. Or actually, no, rook e5, the move might be king c... Wait, no, king c4, bishop a1. King d6, bishop a1. There's got to be a way to pick up the bishop here.
Is it maybe queen b1?
Queen d1, yeah, because then bishop b2, queen d2. If bishop c3, queen c1. If rook a5, queen d2, yeah.
That's it. Okay, so...
No, queen d1, because queen b1, maybe there's still bishop d4.
Okay, so queen to d1, and the bishop is run out of squares, everybody. If the bishop goes to b2, this would have been the magic square. c3, queen to c1, and if rook a5, as Hikaru said, queen to d2 check was the move? Or what was the move on rook a5?
Yeah, bishop b2, queen d2, bishop c3, queen c1, rook a5, queen d2. Or wait, no, then there's rook g5. Wait a second.
Yeah, I was looking at rook a5, rook g5. Although there is some maybe awkward idea that you check on d2, rook g5, and bring the king closer. Maybe I don't know.
Ah, maybe that works. Yeah, it's rook g5, king e6.
The bishop has to guard f6 or it's over.
Yeah, chess is too hard.
Chess is too. It's fascinating when you're playing the computer and it clearly saw something that you know, even as a super GM human didn't quite see yet, and then all of a sudden it plays king g5 and just gives you the bishop, right? I mean, and then you were shocked and the Twitch chat went crazy. So how does, let's back up even earlier, because I think the most instructive part of this game is that you clearly outplayed the computer from start to finish, as you have been all day.
I outplayed the computer the first 35 moves, and then it outplayed me for the last.
Well, I was going to say that. I guess from start to finish, from about bishop d5, you win the queen here, and you know it seems like we're on our road to a technical victory now. After knight e4, where did you feel you maybe lost the thread, or perhaps underestimated that there was a better blockade here for black than you first thought?
I mean, I think probably somewhere around this which position? I think somewhere around move somewhere around this position. I think after b5 I didn't realize how hard it was to convert this. Because as I mentioned during the game, I was analyzing queen takes b6, and I would have just gotten a much better version of this, I think, than in the game with queen a4. But I think after g5 it was pretty tricky. And I suspect it was still winning somewhere around the time of move 44, but probably f5 was a bad move. I mean, it's probably winning, but it makes it a lot harder if you're not super precise.
So after you took f6, you played rook e6, seemed like the conversion was on, and you're saying perhaps f5 wasn't.
Maybe, I mean, I could have also I could have taken g5 maybe.
Okay.
I mean, maybe not queen d4. Probably take g5. Well, but then knight e8. It's tricky. It's very tricky.
Well, I admit, after f5 and then black was able to get, you know, sort of a surprising blockade on the dark squares, it reminded me of a blunder that you know very well that I made against your brother. A much, much worse game than anything you did here. You remember the game I'm talking about.
I never saw that game. I think, I mean, I don't remember exactly how you got forked, but
the Nationals game where I was unable to. I know it's you know, I'm comparing a game that is nothing close, but all of a sudden it was just surprising that despite all of your entry points, black just doesn't have to do anything here but just sit with the bishop and the knight on the dark squares, right? So do you feel that this was already a draw, even though you eventually did swindle the knight away, or was there just nothing
I think it's probably winning technically, but it's too hard when you've gone from winning pretty routinely to having made a total mess of it, and especially against a computer, which makes matters worse.
Okay.
Then I suspect it's still winning, but I mean, I thought f6 was good, but then it had this trick to just give up the knight, and then it's definitely a draw.
I think that was surprising to most of us as we were following the game, because I thought that once you had sort of wiggled the queen around to have the threat of f7, obviously because f6 isn't a threat while your queen's on h8, because queen g7 he can just take the e6 pawn.
Right, exactly.
So I thought that once you had achieved this position where you did get f6 that it was winning, and but you're saying that probably that's actually just not a win. It's already
after bishop e5. Maybe there's a way to win, but it's. Actually, maybe queen f5. Actually, queen f5 might just be winning, because if rook c6, then I have e7.
In which position, queen f5?
Move 69.
Okay. So queen f5 instead of queen takes g5.
Yeah, but even queen f5, rook e7, it's still not easy. Yeah. But I think that's probably winning. Queen f5, rook e7, king c4 should be winning.
The king is sort of frozen here, right? If it takes c6, the bishop falls. If he moves the bishop, you get queen d5 check, so maybe
right, and if you take the pawn, there's c7.
C7 overloads the king, everybody. Can't guard c7 and the rook there. Okay, interesting. So
that's probably winning, yeah, instead of queen g5.
Got it. Okay. Well, super instructive here, obviously, just to see the computer defend after going down a
But
queen.
I still don't know, because queen f5, there might even be bishop f4 again. It's not obvious. At any rate, it's definitely not obvious.
Do you think computers defend these unbalanced? I mean, from a practical perspective, I don't think any human defends a position where you have a queen and you're poking and prodding at all these potential tactics and weaknesses. But do you think computers defend those unbalanced material positions with?
I mean,
Better
if
than
there's no
humans?
fortress, then yes. Humans are going to find fortresses better than computers if it's not a table-based endgame.
Okay.
But if there isn't like a set fortress, then no, certainly computers will defend much better.
Okay. Wow. I don't know
But
about
computers
you.
don't always understand fortresses either, I will say. So sometimes you can get away with that too.
Okay. And that's
Like
that's
if it's like 10 pieces or something, there's some kind of fortress. A computer might not completely understand that.
And is that sort of like the horizon effect we talk about, where humans can sort of see quickly the big picture, the forest through the trees, where computers have to calculate? Is that kind of what you're talking about? Computers just may not understand that they have a fortress, and so they change the position unnecessarily.
I mean, I meant more if you have it as a human where you're
Oh,
on the
okay.
wrong side of it. But
Oh, okay, got it.
I mean, I think a computer is going to probably find those moves anyway, but it might not actually play the repeating moves unless there are no other options.
Okay. All right. Well, we've still got a lot of people and many people saying that they're hungry. They want to go get a meal, Hikaru, but they can't walk away because that game had everybody on the edge of their seat. We know that you had some ramen right before. Is that brain food going to help you here for the last few games?
Hopefully. I mean, this game was unpleasantly difficult considering the great position I got out of the opening. So it's
Okay.
probably going to get worse.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think this is as well as humans have felt against the our artificially intelligent enemies in a long time. I think this is going well, and honestly, with the approach of Monte Carlo being different in those positions you've played before, do you think your experience in these types of matches really helps you knowing what type of position to choose against the computer?
I mean, you hope. You just kind of pray and hope, and if it works, it works. But most of the time, it's not going to work. So you kind of just hope.
Well, chatting with the Twitch chat, I was saying that I think you've probably played more of these types of man versus machine cyborg matches than maybe any of your top 10 in the world peers. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's definitely fair.
At least that I can think of, right? I mean, I feel like we've
Yeah,
done
I
one
mean,
of
for
these
sure,
every
I've
year.
played
Yeah.
more games against computers than anyone else, but I don't think that's necessarily a good thing, or it means in some way that because of that, I'm better than
Okay.
anybody else. It's just something that I used to do a lot of.
Okay. Well, all right. We're gonna have another 30-second break. We are getting everything set in regards to preparing the Monte Carlo tech. You have 2 more levels against straight up Komodo regular chess thinking before we see how the Monte Carlo tree search changes Komodo's evaluation. So we're gonna take a 30-second break, everybody. Hikaru's gonna do what he does in the next 30 seconds, and we'll be right back.
Sure, that's fine. Mhm. All right, so what's this, game 19? 2 more to go. So it's still playing bad, still playing weird moves. Now it's trying to improve, so it stopped me from castling. So I guess I'll play this one. I could play f4 here. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Play queen d2. Play rook d1. Queen a1 maybe. d4. I'll play e4. So I'm going to try to shuffle a little bit here. Um, get my king over to h2 if I can. Now I'm in trouble. So now I've got to go for it with f4. Next, knight b6. Maybe knight f3 or f5. No, f5 is too loosening. Okay, queen e7. Actually, I forgot I've got so much time here. I really can slow it down. So queen a1. c5. Now I could take on d4 maybe. Okay, now so it misplayed this. So now I'm just up a clean pawn. So this again has turned into something much better than what I had even a few moves ago. So I'll play f1 or rook e1. I think I'll play rook f1. Now, what am I missing here? f5 wins a piece, I think. Maybe I'm missing f5. What, bishop c4? Bishop d5? What? So it's if I take it'll take and hope for some horse trick. So I'm gonna play king h1, knight c4. Wow, gets weirder. Okay, so now I've got to just take the piece. Now e5 is a move. How do I simplify this? Actually, maybe simplification is the wrong way of looking at it already, because it's good enough now that probably I can't simplify quite in the same way. So knight d2 appears to pick up the bishop, which would be a good thing. Queen g8, I don't know what that actually does, so I could take, I could play bishop c3, all sorts of, play bishop c3. So now it's just kind of repeating. So knight f3, bishop f2 is a problem. So I could just take maybe. Okay, I've got 5 minutes, plenty of time. No need to make a mess out of this game. So it takes queen a2, knight a3. I don't know what that does. We'll just play e5 maybe. e6. f6 has to be winning, but f6, g f6, knight f5, rook e6. It has to be winning somehow. So, okay, so takes, maybe knight b3, rook e6. Okay, so knight b3, rook d1, bishop f6, king g8, rook d1, rook e6, knights. Yeah, this knight b3, rook e6. Wait, knight b3, rook e6, rook d8, takes, queen takes, knight c5, queen a1, knight d3, knight c2, queen f6, knight e1, queen. And if I take, takes, queen f7. Bishop c3 should be winning. Yes, okay, now I've reached a winning endgame. Good. All right. Okay, one to go. Or what was that? What am I doing to this position? Okay, so bishop a. Wait, no, takes b7. Okay, bishop c7, king c5. Now I think I've got bishop a6. And now I can just exchange and okay, one more to go. One more.
I'm being told that that maybe the fans want to review that one real quick. Although, I think
Sure.
what was fascinating about that is that fair to say that that was just much easier than level 18. Why was that?
Because it lost the thread in the middle, basically. Like, I was much worse, probably somewhere around move 25 or so. I feel like I was in a lot of trouble.
Okay, so you had played f4. What about this position makes you feel like you're in trouble?
Well, I mean, the thing is, knight b6, knight takes a4 is coming right away.
Okay.
And somehow I felt after f4 takes, maybe black could have just played knight b6 right away. And after knight f3, I just somehow felt like there should be some tactics in the position for black. I'm not really sure where, but I just had a feeling that there were tactics here. Like I don't have anything specific in mind, but maybe even just like queen h5 after g takes f4 with the idea of knight g4, knight e3. It feels a little bit loose somehow. But maybe the computer's just calculating better than me. Maybe it already sees there's something wrong. But I mean, the thing is, the way it played, it just went passive, and so because it went passive, once I picked with the d pawn, it had no counterplay.
So after knight b6, you played knight f3, and like you said, it plays the move queen e7 rather than a more aggressive idea like a queen h5 perhaps, and once.
Well, but now it's too late already because now there's knight g3. You have to do it with the knight on d2.
Okay, so perhaps
because then you queen h4, whereas here you don't have a queen h4 move.
So queen h5 instead of knight b6. If knight g3, you have queen h4, and there's still
right.
knight g4 check coming. I see. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what was interesting is we're all watching this happen, and after the last game, you sort of expect it to only get tougher. You won this really long grinded out endgame, and here the computer, walks right into a position. You played queen a1 to defend your pawn, d4 falls, and the rest was a matter of technique. So is it? I don't know. I guess it's just hard to figure out why the computer plays better in certain positions than others. And one thing I'm curious about is you have level 20, one more to go. Are you going to play the hippo again? Is this something you feel is effective right now, or is it something you're starting to get
I feel that it's effective. It used to be effective even against computers when they were at their absolute best. It's still probably as effective. I think I'll leave it up to the fans. I'll let them. I'll see. Like since I do have the Twitch window open, I mean, I'm going to let people decide. You guys tell me if you want to see E4, or you want to see me play the hippo again. So.
Well, you started out with some E4 games. For those who may have joined late, Hikaru was playing some E4. We had consistently a Rossalimo Sicilian for whatever reason. It was Komodo's choice. But then you've been pretty. Now we know the hippo works against Eric Hansen and other human grandmasters. What is it about this sort of sacrifice of the center, the double fianchetto approach that you think is effective against the computers? Is it we know computers have a tendency to sometimes overestimate space. What is it about this approach? They have a tendency to
lock the position. Usually they'll play to lock it up with d4, e4.
Okay.
And usually the structure, if it gets closed, you can kind of try and play some kind of King's Indian type attack. And I think in general, you really want to get that sort of a structure against the computer. If you can get a King's Indian, generally speaking, where you get f4, f5, g4, then you definitely get to play. You got some chances to attack, and that's really the only way you can beat computers these days. So,
well, and true to your words, after you played queen a1, the computer voluntarily plays d4, right? It tries to go and close the structure. You respond with e4, and then eventually, mobilize a plan with a4. You just made a comment that the few ways you can still beat computers is in an attacking type of position. Is that because you get them in a position where maybe they by chance underestimate a sacrifice or something like that? Or why do you say that?
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
You made a comment just now that one of the few positions you can still beat computers in are positions where you're attacking the king. Why is that?
Yeah, well, it's because the computer doesn't have a horizon. So if you can get some kind of King's Indian type of attack, it doesn't really see the mate ideas coming until usually it's too late. Okay. So that's generally what you want. Of course, you almost never get that opportunity because computers are just far too strong to play those opening setups to begin with. So it almost never happens now. But if you can get that, then you always have some hope.
Okay. Fascinating stuff. I feel like these are just like you're underestimating what a pro tip that is, and that's because you've played so many games against a computer. But I think that's fascinating because obviously, like you said, there is still the very few horizon effects that exist for computers are probably around sacrifices or long mating sequences where they just think they're up material, but a human sees a mating net idea down the road, right? And so it's interesting.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Well, we've got level 20 right up, and then we have Monte Carlo. So everybody who's here. You're laughing. They're obviously probably enjoying the chat here. Shout out to everybody, by the way, who we haven't had a lot of time to say. Kitty Kitty Hiss Hiss, Chess Bay, Chess Gamer Tag. We really appreciate all the subs. Reminder, everybody, if you didn't know this, you can subscribe with your Amazon Prime. So if you're not using your Amazon Prime subscription, please consider doing so and activate your Amazon Prime. All right, Hikaru, level 20.
Yep,
your
here we go.
last straight up battle with Komodo until Monte Carlo takes over. I think we're
And
ready.
it's now it's thinking. Okay, so this is a a bad sign. Apparently, what I said was prophetic in a way. I apparently knew that it was going to start thinking as soon as we reach this level. So okay, so now this is going to be interesting. So it's still thinking. What is it thinking about? Okay, so it's going into one of these deep, like 1 minute tanks. Bishop d6. I'll play d3. Make sure there's no e4 right away. Um, so what is it thinking about here? Castles. I'll play knight d2. Try to prevent e4 at all costs if I can. Knight e2. Also, I'm going to move pretty quickly here, try and get up on the clock. So I figure there's going to be a situation later in the game where time is going to matter. Queen d7. I'll play h3. Kick the bishop. Make the pre-move. It almost certainly won't take, but I'll still make the pre-move. So still thinking a lot here. A5, knight e7, maybe rook a8. Those would be the top three that I would expect. H6 is not really what I would expect here. I could play b4. I don't think I'll do it. C4, not at this level. So I'm going to try to run with my king to h2 here. I couldn't castle because then h3 would be hanging. Rook d8, king g1. A6. I could play king h2 maybe. I don't know if he's going to play h5 or not. That's why I was hesitant to play this, but I'm just going to move fast here. Try and move fast, get some time on the clock so that when there's a critical moment, I can use 2 to 3 minutes. In fact, it does play h5, which I was not expecting. Now I play knight f3, e4, knight g5, h4 is not an issue. Okay, I'll just retreat with king g1, see what it wants. I'm obviously quite a bit worse in this game. In the last like 2 games, it's clearly figuring out how to play against the system. So I'm glad this is the last one, regardless of the result, because I wouldn't want to. Okay, now it's gonna be hard. Knight e7. Try e4 or maybe knight c3. Knight f3 allows knight g6. But I've got knight g5 there, maybe. Although it's really thinking a long time here. So I'm going to play knight g5. Maybe I'll take. The drawbacks if I take, he can take, and then the f file is open. So I don't really know if that's actually a threat or if I'm just pretending. But I still think I'm relatively okay here. So knight h7. That's annoying. Now if I take, it takes. Knight h7. That's an annoying move. That is a very annoying move. Oh, well, I guess I gotta take and pray now. So it'll take. I'll pre-move knight c3. Probably c6, e4. Pretty ugly position. And most likely I'm going to get crushed this game. So we'll see. But this does not look good. Okay, I'm going to play e4. I'm giving up the f4 square because I figure if he gets an f5, I can just resign. So we'll see if I can somehow survive this. This really doesn't look very good, though. Bishop c5. Okay, that's an interesting move. Not really what I was expecting, actually. So we play queen e1. Problem is, if I play queen e1, there's now knight f4 and bishop takes g4 as a threat, too. But if I don't go queen e1, I'm in a lot of trouble now. So maybe queen f1. Ooh, this is ugly. On the flip side, I am way up on the clock, though. So if I can get the computer to just think a little bit more, maybe I can pull it off somehow. But I'm still not very optimistic about this. So knight e2, he'll take. Probably. So I don't want to play knight e2, but I don't really have many good moves here. I always try to run king h2, or maybe rook e1 hangs a3. Knight a4. Knight's going the wrong way. Taking on d5 is terrible. I can see it f5. This is ugly. This is not pretty at all. So I'm going to have to just kind of wait and try to move fast and hope that somehow I can trick it. Trick the beast. Goes bishop d4. Play rook b1 maybe. Queen c5. Ay. Knight f4. Now I'm in trouble. Definitely in trouble now. He's threatening to take. Maybe I can play a4 and pray. Or king h2 maybe? It's getting awfully low on time this game, I must say. King g8. Wow, that's a weird move. Okay, now I'll play rook f1. Tick tock, tick tock. D7, okay. Still very, very ugly for me. Maybe A4 and try to hold somehow. Let's see, 5, okay. Ah, it's because I took away that square for my knight on A4, maybe. Bishop A1, maybe? I mean, I guess he wants bishop B3 and knight D3 tricks. F6, good move. Got my bishop out of the way. Okay, now I have problems because I'm kind of stuck. I'll play rook C1, maybe? B4 is very ugly. I'm really just running out of moves this game. Problem is now you can also play B5, B4, and then C2 is really weak also. Bishop D1, maybe? Oh, this is ugly. Knight E2, knight E2, bishop A1, knight F4 takes, queen C2. It's just pawn. I can play rook C. Well, rook C1 doesn't actually do anything. That's the problem. Because rook C1, B5 takes. There's no actual threat. I mean, maybe B4, queen C4, A5, bishop A7. Ugh. Or maybe queen D2. There's no actual discovery, but just B5 anyway. And B4. Okay, so it goes A5. So knight E2 maybe? No, knight E2 does nothing. Bishop B2 hangs B3. Play, no. No, this is just terribly ugly. And now I'm getting low on time, so I'm just going to probably crack and lose pretty soon. Always with 0.3. Ugh. And now I just blundered B4. I just couldn't hold it long enough. Or rook C8. Now I've just got to move fast and hope, but I think it's all kind of gone for me at this point. Bishop B2, but now I've got knight F4 maybe? Queen E5. King H7. B2 or rook A3 or would be he's got rook D3 now, and I'm just busted. Cooked like a goose. Oh, yeah. And that's it. Yeah. All right. That was a very unpleasant last game.
Well, the question is, can we fairly blame the Twitch chat for this, for telling you to play the hippo one more time? Maybe your instincts.
Not really. I think the computer's already at a point where it's not 2449. That I will say.
Yeah.
It's not playing at 2449. It's already playing quite a bit better than that. So, no, I mean, I got a bad position, but no, that's what happens when you play against computers.
Well, some of your supporters were blaming those who voted for the hippo who wanted E4. So
I don't think the hippo is the reason I lost. I think I would have lost no matter what I did.
Well, so it was obviously still a very successful result. I mean, if we look at the overall, score of how you played here, given the opportunities that there are to blunder against a computer, you got 19 out of 20, with Komodo getting one victory right at the end. But as you transition now into what is going to be totally different, right? We're not going to be seeing the hippo on the board here. We're going to be seeing odds positions. For those who don't know the odds positions, actually, let me bring them up for you right now, so that we can be reminded of what Hikaru is about to do, taking on the Monte Carlo tree search system, which, again, the best way to describe it is computer's going to be making decisions based on win probability and sort of self-taught approach to how he maintains those win probabilities. But we start out with a pawn and two moves. You get the white pieces. How do you evaluate what you'd like to do in this first game?
It's just going to be an uphill battle.
Okay.
There's not much else that needs to be said.
and is that it's just impossible when you're playing somebody that strong, despite the odds advantage, to predict how this is going to go?
I think the odds of winning are very. I mean, I think basically you have to decide whether you're going to be practical or not. If you're going to be practical and try to play solidly and avoid losing, I think it's very, very likely that you won't lose. But if you try to win, then you're almost certainly going to lose. So,
right. Okay, so
it's not a matter of what your approach is.
Catch-22, I guess, of playing a strong engine like this. All right, well, we're transitioning now into the final stage of the match today. I want to thank all 3,000 plus of you that are currently here and those who've been here. If you just showed up, shame on you for missing the first 20 games. But any final thoughts on how that last game? We know it was tough, and the computer certainly just had a very strong, almost strangling approach, right? Just didn't allow you to get much. Where do you think maybe if there was one takeaway for yourself in this last game against level 20 that maybe you could have done differently?
I mean, I could have played a different opening, I guess you could say, but okay. But yeah, I mean, in general, it didn't make any mistakes, so right. It's already at a point where, even though they say it's 24-49, I mean, I think that's questionable.
I think that's obviously, I've never seen the computers on our live server play someone of your strength. So I agree with you as questionable. I would have put it more at 27 or 28-49, to be honest. Definitely stronger than that. But somebody did just gift a sub to a user named Hippo on Twitch for your efforts. So maybe at least we got that out of it. The Hippo lives and is currently a subscriber to our channel. All right, everybody, we're going to give Hikaru a break to go freshen up, because this is when the gloves are really coming off. Komodo sort of unleashed, so to speak. The chains come off. We do handicap it with some odds, but Hikaru will be taking on an engine rated about 3,300 plus, which I think is appropriate, given that we currently have 3,364 viewers on Twitch. So Hikaru, go ahead and take a minute break, and we will come back and start the Monte Carlo tree search battle here in just a moment.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, here we go. Hikaru, you feeling ready?
Yeah.
Komodo, Monte Carlo tree search engine, game on. Man versus machine. Good luck, Hikaru.
Thanks. All right. Okay, so I presume I should try and take the center. That seems like the most obvious thing to do. And so now I can check and grab a second pawn. Check g6, queen c5, knight c6, queen c3, e5, queen c4, knight f6, e5, d5. What is c5? What is c5? Okay, I'm gonna go for it. I might lose this game really badly in like 5 moves or something if I'm not careful. I guess actually I've got 10 minutes, so unlike the past games, I can also think quite a bit more. So e6, play queen c3, queen d2 maybe? Queen c3, knight 6, queen d2, bishop h6. Okay. Queen e5, knight f6 doesn't look very... Queen e5, knight f6, bishop g5. Queen e5, knight f6, queen f4. Knight c6, c3. Okay, I'm going to go for it. If he plays knight f6, I'll play queen f4. Knight c6. Now I'm going to play c3 or e5. C3 looks correct because I really want to play e5, knight d5, queen f3, and prevent him from castling on the f file. Although e5 might have been stronger, just e5, knight d5, queen e4, bishop g7, c3, because now he might be able to play d6 and e5 or something. And sure enough, he does go d6, obviously. Let's see. Okay, so queen h4, bishop e7. So continue developing. That was very stupid of me. I should have played e5 right away. It was a bad decision. Play queen h4 maybe? Or just develop and then queen h4 maybe. Bishop d3, e5. Is that a threat? Not really. It's a move. Not really a threat. Play queen h4, try to exchange. Come on, let's trade the queens. It's a good decision. Trade the queens. Come on. Bishop f6. I'll go bishop g5, of course. Darn, it doesn't want to exchange the queens. Okay, so play bishop e3. I could play knight a3 maybe. Actually, it's threatening to take on d4, so I have to do something immediately about that, first of all. Knight a3, knight b5, queen b8. G4 is always a move. I don't really want to play it, but I really don't want to play g4 here, but it's... Oh, what else to do? Castles e5, knight f4 is a very serious threat. G4, knight f6, queen g3. Knight d5, knight e7. Ah, no, knight b4. Knight b4 is also a threat here, too. So knight b4 on top of... So g4, knight b4, gh5, knight d3, king e2 looks okay. Or queen c4. G4, knight F6, bishop G5, castles, knight BD2, E5. Okay, you guys, I'm going to go for the win. Okay, knight F6. Bishop G5, knight B4. Castles, knight BD2 looks fine. So let's see what his next move is here. For those of you guys on Twitch who say YOLO or something, pretty much in this game, I'm trying to win this game. So if I lose the game, it's because I'm trying to win, because I feel like there's really little point in trying to be stable. There's nothing major on the line in this match, so I'm definitely going to try and win this game. And it most likely will backfire, but I feel like it's the right thing to do. So E5, I expect this. Now I'm going to play D5. Take on, he can't do anything funny here with G4, so he's going to have to move the knight. And I think I'll play just H3. As long as there are no tricks of like knight E7, knight D5, E4 or something, I should be able to stabilize the position. Knight D8, I'll play H3, protect the pawns. And so here, everything is stable. If I can get like two more moves, like bishop E3 and castles, queenside or kingside, or even bishop E3, queen G3, if I can get some sort of stability, I should be doing very well here. But I guess maybe it has B6, knight B7, knight C5. Darn, why does it keep finding these moves? It's always some stupid compensation the computer has in these positions. Very annoying. Bishop B3, knight B7. Maybe bishop H6, knight B7 takes king G7. How to play this position? Castles, knight B7, rook E1, knight C5, bishop C2. Fine. I will just castle. A5. That's not what I was expecting. Okay, so A5. So I'll play rook E1. A4, I'll play rook AC1. If A3, I just go B3. I could play bishop H6 here, maybe. I don't know if I want to. Knight C5. But actually, why not? Knight C5 and just bishop B1 and try to keep on staying solid, but I'm also exchanging some pieces now. And also with the knight here, there isn't some knight F7 tempo on the queen here. Bishop B1. Oh no, does he have a sack coming here on G4 now? Oh no, does he have a sack on G4? No, maybe not. I've got queen h3. Yeah, takes, knight g4, queen h3. I'm okay still. So now he's trying to sack on g4. So I think here, I don't have to get super passive. Maybe I'll just retreat. Well, but then he's got h5 maybe. So I guess I'll play knight h2. So, I mean, I am winning here, I think. I'm up 2 clean pawns. Been able to exchange a set of bishops. It's not great, but it's not terrible. If I can just get this knight maybe to like g3 or something, I should be winning. It's easier said than done, obviously, because all my pawns are misplaced here. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I did not see that one. Oh, no. So rook c2, knight d3, c4, queen c5, rook f1. That looks pretty terrible. Maybe queen e3, queen b2, knight c4. Wait, but maybe, so if takes knight c4, then queen f2 is a threat. So takes knight c4, queen takes knight g4. So how to defend? Knight. Okay, let's see it. I'll play queen e3, h5. Uh-oh. f3 maybe? Try to stay solid here. Okay, so take with the h pawn, I guess. I feel like I'm hanging on by a thread here somehow. A little bit concerned, maybe rook a7, rook h7. I just need somehow to find a way to exchange them. Oh, wow, queen d7. So basically, Komodo is admitting that it has nothing here, more or less. So do I want to play b4? Yeah, I feel like I need to play principled chess and try to beat the stupid thing. So b4 makes sense. So b5, so I could play b4 here. Don't know if I want to, but it feels right. So let's go for it. Let's kick the knight from this annoying square. And so now really what I need to do here is somehow I need to figure out. Oh, knight a6. Wow. Okay, so now I'm definitely doing very well. Got a great position. This is definitely winning. Against any human, I would win this position. So I've got what I want, but whether I can convert this is a whole nother story now. Now I'd really like this knight to be like on e2 or g3. Actually, maybe even knight b3, knight a5, knight c6 is also possible. So it's trying to do something here on the king side. I think I've got to be careful that I don't allow some sacks on d5 because king g2, bishop b7 with bishop takes d5, knight f4 is a problem. So I might just play rook a1. I think I will. I'm going to play rook a1, put some pressure here. So it goes rook b8. So I could play king g2. Bishop b7. I mean, it's very clear that it really wants to like sack somehow on d5. So I don't know if this idea is the right idea, but it feels like a reasonable concept. So, okay, so he's going to try to sack. So I'm going to play Rook a7, try to force some exchanges of pieces down here if I can. And probably is going to go rook b7, I would assume here. Yeah, and I'll take. I'm going to play rook a1, try to force more exchanges. I mean, it's obviously going to take. I don't know why it's thinking here. That's very strange. Actually, but if it takes, can I maybe go queen a7, actually? Queen a7, bishop c8. Queen a7, bishop c8, knight a5. Maybe queen a7. Queen a7, bishop a6 or something? Okay, fine. I'll stick with my original idea. Play rook a1, f7. Oh, so it does sack. Okay. So it sacks, but I figured I had to be okay here. G5, knight h5, cd5, knight f4, bishop f1. G5 takes, knight f4, knight g4 maybe. Bishop b3, gf6, rook f6, knight g4, rook f4, queen b6, rook f7. I've got queen g5 here maybe? This feels so close to win. Oh no, queen g5 allows knight f4, so I've got to retreat. I can play bishop e4, queen b6, queen f2, and that looks. I mean, that's gonna force some kind of endgame, maybe. That's got to be winning, surely. But maybe it's not so easy, actually. Because queen b6, queen f2, takes, knight c3, bishop c6, just knight d5. It's not as easy as I thought it was, actually. So takes, knight c3, bishop c6, knight d5 back. I almost certainly can't lose this, but whether I can win this is, I thought I was just winning, but the more I look at this, if I'm going to end up losing both these two pawns, it's going to be very hard to win this. Because now he's going to go knight d5. Oh, this is going to be hard to win. I'm not sure I can win this. Let's see if I can. As expected, so now I have to trade. It takes. Don't have to take the knight, maybe. Knight f1, knight b4. This is going to be hard. Knight f1, knight b4, bishop b7. I'll go for it. Why not? Hopefully I don't get my bishop trapped somehow here on c6. So d5. Some king e3 makes sense. King e3, d4, king d2. This still has to be winning for white, I would think, but my knights are very, very clumsy here. So I can throw in a check maybe if I want to, because he's going to go king. He wants to go king d7, king c7. Just trap my bishop. Now I could go king d2, I guess. Yeah, and he's going to go back, so now he's going to make me have to throw in another check that I don't want to. So he's going to go knight c3 check, or knight a3. Wow, okay. That was slightly unexpected, so check. King d6 now. I can play g5, I guess, if I want to. I think I will open some squares, create some air for this bishop. So knight d3. King d2, he wants to go knight f4. Play king d1. So I really would like to get this knight to e2 if I can somehow. I think I'll try and do that now, maybe. Oh, wow. King c7. Oh, geez. I'm almost getting this bishop trapped again. This is crazy. Knight e2, knight b2. Knight d3 back. Okay, so guess I can repeat if I want. Knight d2 would walk into a very funny checkmate. So I'm not going to do that. Maybe knight c3. Knight e2 back, maybe? No, he also opened the a6 diagonal too, so king e1. Oh, wait, now he's going to repeat. Ugh. This is... Knight f2, king c2, d4 maybe. d4, knight c1, or knight g3 maybe. Yeah, if d4, knight g3, d3, king c1 looks good. Knight b6. Ah, bishop a6, knight h3. Ugh. Stupid computer. So annoying. No, now I can't win this game, but I'm gonna end up making a draw, I think. Hopefully I make a draw. I wouldn't say it's guaranteed that I'll make a draw on this one, but no, 4, he's gonna go knight e4, of course. Declines a draw. I just want to see if it would take it or not. It's going to take, obviously, and I'll play knight d4. Blew this one. I should have won this game. Should have won this game. Or wait, king b3 allows knight c5, so that would be a very poor error in judgment. I think now I'm just going to repeat. What is knight a4? And if I go king b3. Yeah, now I'm just going to make a draw, you guys. That was a very disappointing game. Should have won this one. Definitely should have won this game. So now I take. He takes on d4. So I just have to exercise a touch of caution here, but I think, wait, if I take knight e2, wait, maybe this isn't as simple as I thought it was. 1 second. Knight e6, king d6, knight f4, g5, king b4, knight e2, bishop e2, g5, knight h3. In fact, maybe just knight d4 kills it. Knight d4, knight c5, king b4, knight e2, bishop e2. Yeah, this should kill it. Assuming I don't blunder anything obvious here, this will make a draw. Takes. King f4, I think knight e7. Knight e7 is good enough to make a draw too. Terrible. Now if I take king e2, knight f4 is a draw. Knight c5, king b4, knight e2, king b4. It's all a draw. Not good. So, anyway, next game. Or, oh, is it not going to take a draw here or something? It's going to do something weird. Okay, this is a little bit silly now. But I'll just chase the knight all over the board.
Indeed, a little silly, but as you chase the knight, let's let's analyze this a little bit. I've got 2 boards up for the fans, so I know I'm asking you to do 2 things at once, but you know you're a really strong grandmaster, so I know you can do it. So where do you feel the thread slipped? I'm back to move 25, where you played b4, and as you said yourself, you need to play principled chess and beat the stupid thing, which by the way is one of the best chess quotes of all time. Play principled chess and beat the stupid thing. But after you played b4, it really feels like you were in control for the next set of moves. Thinking. And
I was definitely winning. I was happy with b4. I was happy with everything, probably up until rook a7. Maybe. I mean, maybe I had something better than that.
Okay. They've finally taken the draw, so I'll switch over here to the main board.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely winning. I'm pretty sure. Probably somewhere around move 33, 34. Probably I had something better than what I did.
So these are obviously the most important ones. So I'm gonna bring up the game in analysis mode and actually invite you to the board. So you're about to get an invite
Sure. Mm-hmm.
to the board there.
Yeah.
So now you can just run the show and move all the pieces as you want.
Yeah, I mean, somewhere around here it had to be winning.
Which move?
I mean, much later. So like somewhere around here. I mean, or what's going on?
Are you on the main board I invited you to? Let me see.
I think so. Yeah.
A whole bunch of people just joined it. So.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean.
Well, go ahead and I guess I'll make the moves then. You can see I'm on move 35. E takes D5.
I didn't see that, but anyway, yeah, okay.
So you played
For me, I'm on board. I'm on move 1 actually, but
I don't know why we're not synced if we're analyzing a different board here, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, I thought somewhere around move 35. I mean,
okay. Move 35. I've got bishop takes D5. You take with the pawn. Clearly, he's getting some compensation for the piece, but feels like white should still be winning here.
yeah, I mean, something I don't know, maybe probably just queen e4. Yeah, just queen e4 instead of queen
D2.
d2. Yeah, probably queen e4. I didn't realize g6 was hanging. Yeah, queen e4 would have been winning, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, queen e4 is easily winning actually. Queen e4, knight f4, bishop f1, just completely winning.
Queen e4, knight f4, bishop f1, keeping the pieces on the board.
No, it's easily winning. I mean,
yeah. Okay.
Well, I mean, maybe some queen e7, queen h4 tricks, but I mean that definitely is very, very good for white.
Okay.
So yeah, that's where I missed. It was not going queen e4. That was a mistake.
And partly that you're
maybe, but I don't know. Now I'm thinking about queen e4, queen e6. It's still not so simple.
Okay.
Because queen e4, queen e6, there are all kinds of tricks. Knight c3, knight f6. There's also like rook f4, maybe.
Right.
It's not. I mean, it's definitely winning, but it's not trivial.
Right. And earlier in the game, you were. I mean, it was very impressive. If we were back to even before you played b4, when you found this defensive resource to queen b5, which kind of surprised you. Obviously, he brings the queen to the queen side, hits the b2 pawn, but you recognize the trick on queen e3 that he can't just go forward and take b2. And once you sort of defended that tactic with this move queen e3, did you really feel like you said, queen to d7 was a sign that the computer just didn't have a clear plan?
Yeah, I mean that was the main point. I mean, I was very happy I found the g4 move because I think in the opening I would have won this game very easily if I had gone e5 instead of c3 on move 6.
Yeah.
I think that was a very big mistake on my part.
And why is that? That line you gave where you said e5, knight moves, and you're able to prevent castling.
Well, I just go queen e4, and basically black never gets to play d6, e5.
Uh-huh.
Black's very passive, and you can't develop the light square bishop along the c8, f5 diagonal.
Okay.
I mean, mind you, I got a great position anyway because I played this g4 move, which is, I think, probably very good, but very hard to play against a computer.
Yeah, no, you spent a lot of time on that move, and it was so after c3, you were really thinking about whether or not you wanted to take that sort of risky approach. But it seems that you don't let the computer affect a lot of how you evaluate and approach these positions. Is that fair to say that that's something you try to work on and continue to play?
I mean, the general evaluation, no, but I mean, I think the main thing is you always have this feeling you're going to blunder somewhere.
Right,
I think it's inevitable that you won't blunder. And as you saw in the game, I did blunder. I mean, I played queen d2, which I thought was great because I was getting into an end game. The only problem is that b4 was falling in the end game.
Right.
But I mean, I still think, yeah, I don't think it affected me that much. It's just you always are like double checking to make sure you aren't blundering something.
Right. Okay, so as you launch the, I'm going through the game after a5, and now moving forward, the computer found this b6, knight b7, knight c5 idea. But like you said, you defended well, and really feels like you were using your advantage in this odds game, like you said, up until queen to d2. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, probably also on move 34, maybe I could have played c4. That also would have maybe made more sense.
c4 to overprotect d5 and kind of prevent.
Yeah, exactly. And then probably takes, and it's probably winning. I mean, I think it's very strong at least.
Okay. The extra b pawn, and I guess in this case makes it a little harder for black to open up things with a sacrifice on d5.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, amazing. I think at this point you're finding ways to criticize your own play, but the truth is it took stellar defense by the computer and probably just this one inaccuracy of Queen D2 for it to hold. And now that you've had a feel for playing the Monte Carlo system, and you're about to take it on again to remind everybody, the Monte Carlo tree search is what that little red dice between the lizard represents there. Hikaru just played pawn and 2-move odds, is about to play knight for pawn, which according to the co-founder and one of the big brains behind Komodo is very close to the knight to the f7 pawn in 2 moves. What do you feel your strategy would be overall in this?
No, I mean, I think having a piece is much better than having
better.
The pawn and odds. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so you feel excited about your chances now to have the knight for the pawn.
If I play anywhere near as well as I did last game, I better win this one.
All right. All right, well, we're excited to see it. We're going to take one quick break, give you 30 seconds to refresh, and then we're going to start things off. And game number 2, Hikaru versus Komodo Monte Carlo. We'll be right back.
Okay, so I've got a knight on f7. Let's see. Probably e5 is bad because of bishop c4, so I assume I'll play e6, just cut the diagonal off. Or wrong way, but okay, so I can play g6 maybe, or maybe c5, just try and force something in the center. d5 also. Maybe d5 makes sense, because if e5, then I'll just play like knight e7, knight c6, try and play some sort of winnow war. But I just need to make sure I don't get like steamrolled with the f and the e pawn. So d5 seems like a good move. Wow, e takes d5. I was not expecting that. So I'll take. I've already gotten a very nice position again, I must say. Because now this f pawn, there are no real ways to attack. Like, he really wanted to get like something with f4, f5, or f4, e5 and prevent my development. But now I'm just going to be able to go knight f6, bishop d6, and castles. And I'm looking very good so far. Also, it's going to be hard for white to get a setup where he doesn't exchange pieces here. So let's see. So now I can play bishop d6 maybe. This position I'm very happy with. This is a very good position. Very good starting position. As long as there are no tricks here at the start, some like knight e5, knight g5 stuff. If I can get knight f6 and castles, I should win this game, I would think. Play c6, I don't have to. I could, yeah, but why not? Let's play c6. Keep it simple. Because I can take and go knight e7. I can take and go knight e7 and knight c6, and it's very nice. As Borat would say, very nice. So, bishop d3. I don't even know why I just did that. I'll play I'll play knight e7. Maybe I'll go knight d7, knight f6, possibly. Okay, you guys, just reading your comments in the chat. So he castles, I'll castle. Basically, I really want to get in some bishop f5 if I can. If I can get bishop f5 in, then I'll probably just be winning almost. If I can get some exchange of the light square bishops. The only thing white has here is this one diagonal. So I assume he'll play queen c2 here, but you never know because the computer also with the odds. And sure enough, it does play queen c2. Why am I not shocked? So I'll play I'll play h6. And so basically, I want to go knight d7, knight f6 if I can. Or even dc4 maybe. So he plays c5 to lock it up. But on the flip side, by locking it up, now I've also got b6, bishop a6 to exchange too. And it's hard for white to create any sort of attack here. Although my knight on e7 is a little bit misplaced. So yeah, he plays rook e1. I'm not surprised. Now I do have a slight problem here. I'm noticing he's got some weird knight h4, bishop h7, rook takes e7 tricks, which could be a problem. Maybe I'll play rook e8 first. So now if he plays knight h4, I have the brilliant knight f5. And if rook e8, queen e8, knight f5, I can play bishop f5, and if takes, I've got checkmate on the back. So you can't go knight h4 now. And so now I want to go knight d7 and maybe knight f8, knight e6, something like this. So, okay, bishop d2. Play knight d7. And yeah, I want to go knight f8 and bishop g4 maybe, or knight f8, knight e6, something along these lines. But I just want to get this knight to f8, and then I'll worry about this knight on e7, because it is a touch misplaced. And maybe even knight f6, knight e4 makes sense too. So if I go knight f8, he's probably going to play rook e2. But I'm going to play defense here. I'm going to play maximum defense here. I'm going to go king h8 and knight g8. Try to exchange some pieces. So rook e3, no actual threat, so I'll just play bishop d7, protect everything, and I'm just going to go king h8, knight g8. Very simple two-move plan. King h8. And it's worth noting, knight h4, I can still play knight g8 because the knight on f8 covers g6 and h7. So basically, Komodo is going to be hard pressed here to avoid a rook exchange. If I can exchange even one set of rooks, the task becomes a lot easier. So h3, I'll play knight g8. And already I'm very happy now. I'm very, very happy with what has happened. Because all my knights are pretty reasonably placed. I'm going to be able to exchange a set of rooks, and this is looking up. Knight e2. Not an actual threat, I don't think. So I can play bishop d7. And if knight f4, I'm just... Oh, wait. Knight f4, queen f6, he's got knight h5. I missed that. That's a slight problem. Maybe. Knight f4, I can even just take and play queen f6, rook e8. So he does go knight f4, yeah. I mean, I kind of thought I had queen f6, g3, rook e8, and I solved all my problems, but I overlooked this knight h5 move. Now, a real man here would play g5. I don't think I can play g5 here. I mean, I don't really want to take either, but... So if I don't take, what are the other options? Knight g5, knight g5, h g5. Create a weakness. Not a big one. Knight h5, bishop e8. Knight f6 is also possible here, but then doesn't really do much. Knight f6, knight e5. Queen b8, maybe. Knight h5. Queen c. Knight f6, knight e5. Takes, knight e4 takes. Just a pawn. Queen b8, knight h5. Maybe just something simple, a5. Maybe knight e5 is a threat now. a5, knight e5, bishop e5, d, knight g5. The safe option or the bad option? Okay, time to try and play it safe. So takes, queen f6, bishop moves, and rook e8. That's my plan. So bishop e5. Takes, I'll take. Bishop e8. Protect everything at all costs. I really want to go knight d7 now if I can. Queen b3. There's no actual threat. Wait, does he have bishop a6 now? A3, I'll play a6. I had rook a8, and probably I could make a draw, but I don't want to make a draw. It is one piece after all. Oh, bishop c2. Oh, shoot, that's annoying. Bum, 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 bum. That is very annoying. Queen a3. Oh, that's really annoying. Okay, it's still one piece, though. Queen h4, queen d3, knight f6. Queen e3, so he wants to play f4, I guess. Okay, I'll play knight f6, I guess. Protect everything. If f4, I'm probably going to try and chuck with knight e4 to lighten the pressure. Uh-oh, did I just blunder queen e7? No, I've got queen f7. Okay. Or no, queen e7, I've got bishop d7 also. Wait. Gotta be careful, be careful, be careful here. Hmm. completely bungled this. Completely misplayed this. Still probably better, but now this is going to be very hard to play against a computer. King h2, interesting. Does king h2 do exactly? Knight g8, rook b7, queen f6. Or knight d7, maybe? Knight d7, knight e5 takes. Knight f8, king. Knight e4, maybe? Maybe bishop d7, knight e5, queen f5, queen g3. g8. Ugh. Probably this is losing somehow, but have to go for it. Running out of time. Queen e3. Maybe rook d8, maybe? No, the knight h4. So he's threatening knight h4, I think. Or no, he's not at. Knight h4, queen h5, knight f5. No. Okay, I've got no time, which does not help the situation at all. Knight h4, queen h5, g3, no threat. Okay, fine enough. Just play chess. Play chess. Rook b7 and queen e4. I'm gonna go for it, and hopefully I can somehow draw this. Probably I can't draw this, but maybe I can. Same position, right? Yeah. Eh. I don't see anything better, you guys. If it takes a draw, it takes a draw. Great. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Wow. I'm surprised. Are you surprised the computer took a draw?
Yeah, I'm actually very surprised it took a draw, but I guess it thought it wasn't better in this endgame after rook takes b7, queen e4. I mean, it looks very scary to a human, but
So in this position, instead of queen f4, rook takes b7, queen e4. How do you evaluate the endgame here?
well, I mean, the thing is, white goes like rook a7, and maybe it's good for black somehow. But I mean, with 30 seconds on the clock, I'd be very, very worried about playing this as black.
Yeah.
It just looks very good to me optically.
Right. And obviously just like you said, the time pressure is a big part of that, right? Because you're always one move away as a human against a computer, one move away from blundering, right?
Well, yeah, I mean that's yeah, you're always right there. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean I was so happy with this opening. I mean, how did I mess this up?
Yeah, I feel the same way. If we back up to this,
Maybe I should have just played bishop f5 on move 4. Maybe that was the way to continue.
a little
That
more.
makes more sense. Bishop f5 makes a lot more sense.
And the reason is are you going to try to put the bishop on e4 and just sort of.
Well, I'm just going to develop normally. I mean, the problem in the whole game is that I ended up in this position where, he had this bishop on d3. I mean, it's still a piece, but the bishop on d3 was the one shining light in white's position, and I could never really. I thought I would somehow be able to exchange on f5, and I just couldn't. Yeah, bishop f5 would have been much better. Yeah.
After queen c2, yeah, you never really had the chance to exchange off everything again. So bishop f5 would have been your choice next time.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, even later somehow, maybe instead of this bishop d7 idea, I should have played bishop e6 and queen d7. That's the other thing that I probably could have done.
Okay. Like on move 13.
But I still don't know. I mean, bishop e on move 13, bishop e6,
rook e1,
rook e1, queen d7. I mean, the problem though is bishop f5 and knight f5 are not actually a threat, to be fair.
Right.
Like if white just plays, I don't know, g3 or something. I mean g3 is a bad move probably, but like rook e2.
If white sits tight, the point is there's no option of really putting a piece on f5 because of the tactics on e8 at some point. Although
yeah, but this would have been much better actually, just bishop e6.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, it felt like at a certain point you almost would have wished to have had, like, if you could do the odds over again, you would have two knights versus only one knight, right? The three knights almost got in each other's way. There were so many pieces over there on the king side.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean for sure. Yeah, it would have been better to have not these three knights somehow got in the way, but it happens.
Now, when you did make this trade on e5 on move 20 and then play bishop to e8, it still felt like black. I mean, black surely must still be better here. The bishop, as you said, is guarding all the critical light squares, but it just became harder and harder to coordinate the knights and sort of use that extra piece. And what were your thoughts on maybe how you? So again, I guess you've already said maybe bishop f5 early on instead of bishop d6 would have been better. Perhaps playing bishop e6 instead of bishop d7 on move 13.
Mm-hmm.
But
that would have been the big choice. Bishop e6 would have been a much better decision than in the game.
Is there any other overall feeling you have, like now having played this particular material? Had you ever played this one before?
No, I think I might have played it one time, but I didn't get a position like this. I mean, I've never gotten good positions. I'm getting great positions today for some reason, so it's very pleasant. But yeah, I mean, it's just
I feel like you're the one super GM I can ask that to, because like I said, you've played so many of these. You've played a lot of different odds, but this three knights one is definitely a little unique, right?
Yeah. But bishop f5,
on move 4.
Yeah. But oh well.
All right. Well, I mean, overall, I'm sitting here with the rest of the Twitch chat and everyone just sort of buckled up. But going into the last game, I will say, because I think it's going to be one of the most fun versions of the material odds we've had, and so I'll say that part of the big reason I was surprised that Komodo repeated against you is because I was under the impression we had set the contempt to be at a very, very high level in the match for you, so that we wouldn't have those types of repeating draws. So I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I guess evidently it thought it was much worse in that end game. That's my guess.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not really sure why, but it's hard for me to understand why it would think it's much worse. But I mean, I guess that's just how it thinks.
That's how it thinks. Yeah. Well, interesting stuff. So now as we head into the final game, everybody, the nightmare is going to be something like you've never seen before, unless you saw Hikaru's previous man versus machine match. But it's going to lead to a lot of fun, and although not necessarily theoretically relevant positions, certainly interesting things when it comes to trying to battle against the computers. Thank you, BJH13, for subscribing for 10 months in a row, and all the other subs we've had while Hikaru's been in deep thought. Thank you to everybody for your support today. All right, there you go. As you can see, if you just joined us, Hikaru is up 20-2 overall today. So you've gotten some wins today. I mean, you feel good about that, right? It feels good to beat Komodo regardless of the level it is. Is that fair?
Yeah, but I'm very unhappy with the last two games. I thought I got great positions out of the opening in both. So.
All right. Well, we're gonna let you take your one final break. Maybe throw some water on your face. You got a nightmare ahead of you. And you're going to have to play it like Lionel Richie all night long if you're going to have a chance here against Komodo. So we're going to let Hikaru take his last and final break before the nightmare position comes up. All of you do the same. Get yourself a snack, and we'll be right back. All right. The nightmare will commence soon. Does the nightmare give you nightmares, or you haven't thought about it since you last played it?
I haven't thought about it since I last played it, so
well,
I'm just looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm excited too, especially with the Monte Carlo approach. We'll see if that changes anything about how it plays. But all right. Good luck, sir.
Thanks. All right, you guys. So here we go. So knight f3. I'll try to take something of this. Where do my pawns? d5, d4. Knights look like they've got better. Where do they have better squares from? Okay, e3, c3, d3. So I play d5, d4, c5. He's gonna just take the pawn. The flip side, c5. What does d5 opens a diag, c5 doesn't. c5 looks correct. Play d5, open it up. Take. Probably he won't take, but I feel like you really need to open it early. I remember from the last time I played this, one of the few times I did against Komodo or Stockfish, whichever engine it was, that you need to open it up. If you get some sort of fixed structure, like if you could get like e4, like c4, c5, but with like e4 and d3, then the knights have a lot of squares, whereas here they don't. So I'm pretty happy with the first three moves so far. I mean, I'm going to get both diagonals nicely positioned with an open file as well. So I'm very happy with this position as well, just like the last two games. Very happy with the first couple of moves. Undoubtedly, I'll be very unhappy by the end, as usual, but maybe this time that won't be the case. So it's thinking a lot here. This feels like the perfect first couple of moves. So this really feels very nice. So we play b6 or g6. I'm not sure it matters, so I'll play g6 first. This looks like a very, very pleasant position to start with. So let's just see. It's gonna be hard for white to, because b4 is possible to try and, but I mean it's gonna be very hard here without opening up too much for white. So I'll play bishop g, or no, I'll play b6, protect the pawn. Not that it matters, but just get both diags going. Real question is, what am I gonna sacrifice here? Knight e5. Wow, that's a very bold. Trying to provoke me into playing f6, I guess. What does knight e, bishop d, make sure there are no forks. Knight 6, queen d7. I don't really understand what knight e5 does. I mean, maybe f4 here, I guess, but f4 looks very loose. Knight d3. Okay, so I could play f6 and kick the knight back. And I think I will. I'm gonna play just like in the previous couple of games, you guys. I'm gonna play as principled as I can. I mean, maybe he wants to go knight c4, e5, knight d5, or something weird. I don't really understand this very clearly. I mean, he's got to go to c4 here, because otherwise, knight f3 or knights. I mean, actually, has the computer moved a pawn or moved the c pawn at the start? I guess, but. Now, do I want to go e5 and give him a chance to plop something on d5 here is the first question. If I do, is it a big deal or not? I don't think I want to give him the opportunity to plop. Somehow knight d5, e4, knight f4. Looks very suspect, but I'm going to play the logical continuation. And also here, white's knights are very poorly placed. Like these knights especially have problems getting into the game, and there are no outposts for the knights thus far, at least. So this looks like a very good position. To b3 now, I could play e5 here. Then he's got knight b5. Is knight b5 really an issue? I want to do it. I'm gonna not do it though. I don't think. Okay, so if I play queen d7, what's his idea? He wants to go knight g3. I'm worried somehow e5 is going to go some knight g3, knight e4, but I've got so many pawns here in the center. It's hard to believe that I can't do something. I mean, okay, let's go for it. Let's see. So f3. Wow. Okay. So I will castle. Probably he'll put something on f2 and e4. But he's still got no outpost. It's worth noting. Like, white has these the knights are fine, but there are no pawns in the center. Like, if he had this pawn at e4 and he could plop something on d5, it would be much better for white than this, I feel. Because the knights don't really have any squares. Knight f2, I'll just play traditional queen d7, probably rook a d8 next move. Although he is finding a way to get all his knights into the game somehow. So a4. So he wants to play a5 maybe. Do I care? Do I care? So he wants to go a5 or not really? He's just bluffing. Play queen e6. I think he's just bluffing. a5 doesn't... If a5, it's not actually creating a threat, so... And also maybe now I'm threatening to play f5, e4 as well. If I can ever get in some kind of break in the center and create any sort of open file for my rooks, that'll be game over. So queen e6 protects b6, but it also creates this f5, e4, maybe f5, f4 even. A lot of threats. So knight b5. So now he's trying to jump a little bit. He is trying to jump. Now here I could chuck an exchange already, and maybe it makes sense to do that. Might make sense to do that already. It's an interesting decision here, whether I want to chuck it or not. I think I don't feel quite ready to just like chuck everything. So I'm just going to play queen e7, keep it simple. Although now I just realized I just gave him knight c3, knight e4. He's like starting to jump now. That might have been, queen e7 might be a mistake. I probably should have just played f5. But I guess I can also play rook a d8, because if knight a7, I've got bishop takes f3. So sure enough, yeah, he's trying to do some weird stuff. So now I could play rook a d8 maybe, knight a7, f5, and just try to blast him. This has to be winning somehow. So I play a6, he's going to go knight d5 probably. Yeah, he's going to go knight d5 then. And then I've got there are all kinds of tricks. Okay, so a6. Or I can play a6, knight d6, b5 maybe. No, a6, knight d6, b5, knight a5, bishop f3. Maybe rook f d8, knight e4 then is a problem. Or is it knight e4, f5, knight d6, e4? Okay, I don't even know what's going on here, but I'm going to play rook d8. Wow, g4. So he gives... Okay, so he's trying to prevent f5. So f5 is really critical then. That's what I can gather from this move. So maybe now I should play a6, knight a3, queen c7 probably. Knight a3, maybe b5, ab, knight b5, e4 to blast it. Also reasonable. So knight a3. So now if b5, he has to take, and then if knight c b5, e4, fe4, bishop e4. But b5 takes rook a1, knight cd1. Okay, let's open some files. Let's play more principled chess, because for rooks, you really need these open files if you can get them. So... And he has to take, so otherwise I get b4 with the fork on the two knights on c3 and a3. So takes. Probably he'll take with the c knight, and then I'm counting on e4 being my trump card here. And it's also good because now I've got an open file too. So this game is going according to plan so far. But I just realized on e4 Takes. He has knight takes c5 or something. Knight f4, bishop e4, knight e4, queen e4, knight c5, queen e7. His knight a4. Oh, this is weird. But all right, I'll go for it. Why not? And of course, the more open this position becomes, the better my rooks become too. I suspect that I should be winning already, but I've played this before, and the computer is somehow very resourceful with putting the knights on outposts and somehow protecting everything. So I'm not going to count my eggs before they've hatched. So he does take, and after queen e7, what am I missing? Wait. Actually, queen c6. Wait, queen c6 picks up. Wait, no, queen c6 b4. Too many knights on the board. Okay, queen c6, d4, bishop f8 looks good. Or wait, queen c6, d4, rook a3 looks pretty good too. But queen e7, b4, I guess is his plan. Then rook a4. Queen c6, b4, bishop f8. d4, rook takes a3 looks good. This is crazy. So queen e7, b4, f5, gf5, queen h4, king d1, bishop d4 maybe? Bishop d4. So d4, I think I'm going to wait. d4, f5 probably is what I'll do. Yeah. Okay, so he plays b4, which I kind of expected, and now I think rook a4, is that my move? Also, rook b8's a move too. Maybe rook a b8 makes more sense. At some point I have to play f5 or bishop h6 and just get rid of this bishop for this knight, one of these knights, I think. So d3, wow. That feels like a very loosening move. So f5 or maybe bishop h6 or just bishop h6, why not? I feel like I've got a very nice position here. But whether I can convert it's a whole different story. Probably going to go rook c8 and rook takes c5 if I can at some point. King d1, wow. So maybe rook c8's in order here. Okay, let's try to sack something. Let's try and clarify this a little bit if possible, because he can't move this knight because then this knight hangs. So knight c3. Wait, so now if I take... Yeah, I'm going to sack for starters. Oh, wait, but now he's 94. It still looks like it should be winning. If he takes, I'll just take. This looks very good. This is definitely winning, but I have to convert for a change. So let's see. What makes f5 make sense? Rook e8 does not really make sense. Maybe rook 8. Okay, it's a move. Rook d8 to force a knight to d5. Or I can take. No, but if I take, then he gets what he wants. He gets 4 knights against a queen and a rook, and that's not really what I want to allow. So let's see. So queen d4 maybe. Now the forks are mostly gone, which is a good thing. There aren't that many knights left, so forks are more or less something I don't have to worry about. But his knights are getting very tangled here. Like he's holding on, but somehow I need to break this king side. That's the big question: is how do I break his king side? So I think rook e8 makes sense. If knight d5, I'll sack the rook. It's kind of hard for him to defend now. He's got a lot of problems. So he goes knight d5. In fact, that's a very good move. Because somehow now he boxed me again. Now I don't have, because rook d8 allows knight e7. Maybe f5? f5 hero move? Is it the time for the hero play? Rook d8, knight e7. King g7, knight c3, and there are some tricks looming, maybe? Bishop g5 is also a move. Move that I like. And also now f5 might be a threat. In fact, f5 was probably a threat last move, but okay, I'll retreat my queen to the open file. So h3. I'll play prophylactically king g7, get my king out of any knight e4 sort of tricks. King d2, walking into a pin that I can't take advantage of or something? What, knight c7? Rook e7. Knight c7, rook e7, knight d4. There's got to be a way to win here. Knight g3? Okay, so I'm slowly starting to get what I want. So now I just need to find the right way to let's see, queen g1 maybe? And again, now with my king on g7, there are no real tricks here for white. So this is knight e4, queen h2 probably. Well, the knight e4, queen h2, you can take and then put another knight on e4 or something. Knight e4, h6, and I'm holding the pawns, I think. Knight e4, h6, and it looks like I'm holding the pawns. So d4, okay, so wait, now he's going to try and push his pawn? He wants to try and make a queen somehow? This can't be right, though. I mean, my pawn has to be fast here. D6. Could play rook B8. Okay, rook E3 is no good. Rook B8, knight E4. D8 doesn't look right because then I have to walk into forks. Okay, knight E4, H5 maybe. Knight E4, probably. So I'll go knight E4, I'll play H6, knight C5, and then back to E8. That's my plan. Knight E4, H6, knight C5. Oh shoot! Now he's getting jumpy. Queen G3, knight E4, Queen H2, knight E6, King G8. Rook D7. Ugh, knight F6 is a threat now. Knight F6, knight E. Queen H2, knight F6, King G7. Knight E6 takes, knight D8, Queen D6. Knight E8, King F7, knight E8, King F7, knight E8. Throw in a check just to cover knight F6. King D3. I can play H5 here maybe? No, then knight E6. So there are all kinds of little tricks here. Okay, I can't take on G4. I can't move my rook. Maybe Queen F1. Wait, rook A8, knight rook B8, knight D2. Traps my queen somehow? Ugh. It's insane. King E3. Knight D2 anyway? We don't have rook A3 check? King C2 check? Oh no, is this going to be a draw too? Does he have some King C2, rook A2, King D3? Oh, I don't believe this. If I move just for you guys. Oh, wait, I've got Queen H3 check. Queen H3, Knight F3, Rook A3. Wait. Queen A3, King C4. I'm still getting freaking mated on Knight F6. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Uh,
Well, I'm still proud. I'll say that. That was crazy.
it's a ridiculous mating net. You'll never see that mating net again. Those
Yeah,
three nights, it creates this ridiculous mating net.
the constant threat of, for those who were still asking where's the mate. The point is, Hikaru, if the queen ever leaves f6, you have this really really nasty knight
Well,
f6.
queen takes e2, yeah, like queen e2, knight f6, king h8, knight f7. Like,
Crazy. Well, what was your experience of playing the Nightmare? That it really felt like for a while you were driving the position toward open files, toward open diagonals, but at a certain point the knights, as you said, they just got jumpy. It was just crazy.
yeah, I mean, I think probably somewhere around move 30, somewhere around this point when Komodo put the king on d2, walking into the pin.
Okay.
I mean, maybe there's some f5 doesn't work quite here. There's probably some f5. I mean, I suspect also probably if you go back to move 16
Yep.
instead of rook f d8, maybe
Right.
no, not there. Sorry, I mean after knight b5, queen e7, yeah, move 15, knight c3. Here, I suspect f5
Was the way to go.
that was one way, or to play actually rook a d8 was the other way. Like rook a d8, knight a7, f5, knight takes in like e4 or something.
Got it. Okay.
I mean, I see someone in the chat said something. Oh, I had bishop h4.
In which position?
Oh, on move 35, I had bishop h4.
Ah,
Oh, this is what I missed. This is winning. This must be winning.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now everything's collapsing. Yeah, this is probably winning.
I'm gonna guess whoever made that suggestion might have had an engine running with them, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Either way, bishop h4.
Yeah. Bishop h4. Yes. Yeah, because now like I don't think white can really coordinate very well because just queen h2, queen takes h3 is just going to be winning like two moves.
And your bishop on h4 holds f6 and kind of keeps everybody at bay.
Right. Yeah. This probably would have been winning, but I mean, it's still I wouldn't say it's easy. It's probably winning, but there's still some technical problems, I'm guessing.
Right. Wow. Well, having in hindsight, as we now get to the match is over. You won the match from the perspective that you got 20. The overall score you had 20. I don't even think that overall score is correct, is it? Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, you had 20.5 to 2.5. So
yeah,
not a bad day's work, I guess. But what was your experience? How would you evaluate the overall? Did you notice a difference in how the Monte Carlo approaches these positions from previous material odds matches you've had, or does it feel like overall you're just playing a beastly engine?
I mean, I think actually based on the Monte Carlo, I got much better positions than you probably should get. Mm-hmm. Is my gut feeling, because I felt like in all the odds matches I got great positions. Like I didn't just get good positions, I got great positions.
Yeah.
And so I think actually, if anything, it was to my advantage. I mean, if anything, I'm just unhappy I didn't win them because I really felt like just got much better than I was expecting even.
Okay. Well, this is something that is a huge topic of conversation. What are the right types of odds we can apply to these games where strong humans like yourself have a chance in matches like this? And what would you say about the balance was, right? You got good positions, feels like some that you wish you had back, you would have won again, but also obviously the computer is still the computer and makes very few blunders. Do you feel like this is kind of the right balance of where it even matches, or what would you change about this if you could?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very close. I mean, I think the moral of the story is you can't make any kind of mistake, really. You make any even slight mistake and suddenly like it's like impossible to win. I think that's what it is. So yeah, I mean, I think the odds, I got great position. So clearly the odds, it's possible to play as a human with these odds. I mean, it's extremely hard to make no mistakes whatsoever. I mean, that's the hardest thing. It's just literally making zero mistakes. And I don't think anyone can do that, which is why computers are, I did fine in these individual games, but I guarantee if I played this night odds, like probably more than two games, I'm sure that I would lose quite badly, because it's just eventually I would just start walking into ridiculous forks everywhere.
Right. Well, overall, as we look for more and more fun ways for computers and humans to play, what other types of matches do you think would be interesting in this format? Somebody asked that question in Twitch. Would you consider a match of another strong human paired with an engine like we've done before, sort of human and and computer teammate versus a Monte Carlo engine of some kind? Or what are your thoughts on these matches? And
I mean,
do
I
you
always
still
just
enjoy
like
playing
playing.
them? You enjoy?
I mean, I just like playing straight up for the most part.
Okay.
I mean, by straight up, actually, I don't mean literally playing Blitz straight up, because obviously there's no point to that. But I mean, I prefer these odds matches where you're playing straight up as opposed to with a computer, because I actually really like the challenge of trying to beat the computer, and I think that's always the frustration. What's that?
Even in these nightmarish positions, this is a fun challenge for you.
Yeah, because I'm getting good positions. I mean, it's if you can get the good positions, then it's hard to not
be happy,
not enjoy it.
Right.
I mean, it's always fun trying to beat computers, obviously, considering how good they've become. So yeah, I really like I like these odds.
Cool. Well, as I look for some of the final questions that fans, if you have it while we have Hikaru here, feel free to ask them. And while we do, as you just mentioned, playing Blitz straight up, I can't let you go without putting you on the spot regarding our next big event. So at some point here, one of your children, one of the many people you've adopted in your lifetime, Eric Hansen, popped into the chat, and the question comes up with the Speed Chess Championship getting set for this year. Yes. The first event of its kind is actually going to be the qualifier. And so as you look at this field of 4 people, let's have you play expert. You were very good at predicting the Eagles would win the Pro Chess League. So as you look at Georg Meyer, Jan Ludwig Hammer, Lanier Dominguez Perez, and Eric Hansen, who's the favorite in your eyes to win in the Speed Chess knockout format?
Oh, that's pretty easy. Dominguez is definitely the favorite.
Okay.
I would say in general, Dominguez is the big favorite. I would put Meyer as sort of the dark horse, because I think he's extremely capable of playing very well at Blitz. Somehow it just doesn't seem to happen when it matters most, but he's quite strong. So I would say Dominguez, Meyer, and Eric. Eric, I would say, also has about the same chance as Meyer does, and then Jan Ludwig, who I think his chances are close to 0.
All right. Well, for those who don't know, the full field is available. You can go to speedchesschampionship.com. But we have some interesting and new, unique faces being added to the field this year. Players like Wei Yi, of course, returning players like Fabiano and MBL will also be joining yourself, Hikaru. But on that note, without Magnus in the field this year, you're clearly, you have to be the heavy favorite on paper. You've made it to the championship, the final round, both years to play Magnus. So as you look at the field, everybody in there, Karyakin's coming back. Of course, we just mentioned MVL, Fabiano. Who do you see as potentially the biggest threat to you in this year's Speed Chess Championship?
I think that I would say the same thing that I would say about regular chess, and I've felt this for a while now, in that I feel that the only person there are 2 of us who I think, when we play at our absolute best, we're capable of playing very close to the same level as Magnus, and I would say that's myself and Sergei Karyakin. So I think Sergei definitely would be the biggest threat to myself. I mean, I think we played a very tight match in the semifinals last year, and I mean, based on all the matches I've played, he would be the other person that I would say has. I would say we're probably even favorites. I wouldn't even put myself as a heavy favorite over him.
Well, obviously, we saw Sergei just played well along with yourself in Lovin. So, yeah, I think that's definitely a matchup a lot of people will be looking forward to.
We both messed up. We both messed up one game in the event, more or less, and that's the difference between neither of us winning the event.
Right, but the summer's not over. On to Paris, right? And best of luck to you. So you said to your fans, those of you who asked in the Twitch chat, when is Hikaru going to get back to streaming? At some point after the Paris leg of the GCT is when you think you're going to have an active Twitch channel. So maybe for the month of July.
My guess, I would say pretty confidently, sometime right around July 2nd. Probably not the 1st, because of course up north there is something called Canada Day on the 1st, but probably on July 2nd. That would be my guess.
Canada Day is when you take Eric out for a walk to the park, maybe. You're I don't know.
I mean, Eric's like living in Montreal. Those guys want to separate from Canada, so I'm not so sure that they would be happy about that.
Right. Well, either way, Hikaru, this has been amazing. Remind everybody the next big event to mark your calendars for. Hikaru Nakamura, of course, getting back to streaming on his own, twitch.tv/GMHikaru. And then, of course, you heard it here as Hikaru predicted. Dominguez Perez and Georg Meyer, he puts there as the favorites. So tune in on.
Yeah,
June
I mean,
26th.
I'll put it this way. I would say the odds. I would put it at I would say it's 55. Yeah, I'll go with 55% for Dominguez, and then I'll go with 20% for both Eric and Georg, and then 5% for him.
All right. Well, there you go. Tune in on June 26th. Grandmaster Robert Hess and I will have the call. Hikaru will be, I guess you'll still be in Paris or on your way home, actually, at that time. Well, this has been awesome. Thank you, Hikaru. This has been a blast, and hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, because it was.
Well, it'd be much nicer if I'd won one of those stupid games, but yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, but overall, other than that game, the game 20, I mean, you were in control of every game, really. And
yeah, but I mean, from what I was told, apparently it was playing at full strength in game 20, so it wasn't actually 24-49.
No, it was much higher.
So it's hard to feel bad about that game.
And what I just thought of this, but on that note, I mean, what would you say is the best way for people to use computers in their training to get better? I mean, would you say that playing against computers like this is kind of good as training to stay sharp, since they are so ruthless at punishing blunders, really forces you to be tactically on your game? Or how would you recommend using?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you can sort of resign yourself to accepting the fact that you're going to make blunders, right, and you're okay with that, and you're just trying to play consistently well. Of course, you can't play perfectly, but if you're just trying to play reasonably well, then I think playing maybe not straight up from the start of the game, but just certain sorts of positions, just playing around with the computer, I think there certainly are big benefits to that. Right.
All right. Well, we wish you the best of luck in Paris, man. The fans can't wait to see you back on Twitch, and this has been a blast. So I'm gonna say goodbye. Go have a good night there, and we'll see you back on Twitch in early July.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Bye.
All right. Bye, you guys.